driving me nuts because whoever's made it has done it to irritate anybody with a musical ear.
Right.
I don't know, sounds like Fable to me.
It's slightly out of time.
Okay.
Hey, it's supposed to be for ye old dancing. So we are up to session number 52 of the Wrath of the Immortals game, where you guys are in the Hollow World and have gone to Dimitri Town.
I suddenly wish I was here for the last one and not here for this one.
Well, then you would have been, if you had been for the last one, you would have been there for the Great Welcoming Committee.
Why do I get the feeling it wouldn't have been a long ceremony?
And so you have arrived in the nation of Millennia. So it has a nice little picture there of what to expect of the armor and style. So very imperialistic, sort of Roman before the Phaeacians went and did other stuff. So amusingly, you saw statues that resembled Dimitri, and Dimitri being referred to as Halev returned. Their hero of wonder.
Yeah.
I'm not singing the man they call Jane.
We didn't get that last week.
He's the hero in all of us.
Well, it could happen spontaneously at some point if we had one of Stefan's other characters there.
Which one's this? I've got too many.
Your Disney princess.
Oh, that one.
The one who breaks in the song whenever she's frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And rolls a natural 20 on the performance roll nearly every time.
Well, I guess she could say that she needs to let it go.
That is one of her songs. She started a hit trend of musicals.
I'm not in any way surprised. Alright, what are we doing in this shithole?
So,
Why are we here?
You have been.
You wanted horses.
There are horses here. This is the biggest horse nation of the Hollow World.
Shitty horses.
They are the ancestors of your horses. Your horses have grown since that time, but these are the.
They're little miniature horses.
They're about. I'd probably say about a foot to half a foot shorter on average.
Okay.
So, and they come from a different environment. So, he's got the rolling hills where these guys have more open plains.
So can you ride them?
You can ride them.
Alright.
There's
They do
ride.
support you.
I can ride anything.
But whereas his horses that he comes from more have the they're more able to use almost anything. These ones almost look all pretty.
Right.
So they are what you'd put into the show for showing off a pretty horse,
Right.
which was a rare thing in the Ethengarian stables.
I hate this place.
But it's full of all the show ponies.
Where I come from, the shows are war. This place is terrible.
And the horses are everywhere. It's one of their major motifs. They also have griffins flying above.
Must not kill the first person with horse.
And and as you arrive on the docks, you're all given a horse to ride behind the parade if you wish to. But now, as we go to it, so Stefan,
Okay.
time to introduce yourself, and then whether or not you take the handed horse or not.
I will take this horse.
I am playing Ria Shea, who is a Eladrin currently in summer, I believe.
I believe you're in summer.
So he is. Notes going everywhere. Colors of yellow, brown, and red. And he's a druid, and not a wizard.
Totally not a wizard.
Definitely not a wizard.
Definitely a wizard.
Definitely not a wizard.
100% a wizard.
And do
He's
I
a
want
wizard,
to
everything he
ride
does.
a horse? No, when I can just become one.
So you become a horse instead?
No, because
They might get
it will be
settled and...
Yeah. I don't want to be stuck in the stables for the rest of the game thing.
You sure you don't want to avoid taking that horse? I'm happy to look after it for you.
Are you talking horse as in me, or horse as in
Both,
the
I think.
other horse?
No, you can go away.
But it
However-
maybe turns into a horse.
However, you will get... What level are we?
So, 8.
You will get 4 levels of Barbarian if I ride you.
Yeah, that's true. But only while he rides you.
Yeah. Rage horse.
Oh, you get rage, yeah.
It would be interesting.
Level 1.
How did I get Barbarian while I was ridden by a Barbarian? Just made me so angry.
That would be hilarious as well, actually.
Yeah.
That's like when you, in 3.5, when you investigate the really obscure book from version 3 that you're converting into 3.5, and there's some rule that for some ungodly reason when you bring it into 3.5 it turns you into a Terraskew or something.
And then you party wipe and it's like, I win! It's like, did you? Okay, so then we're up to Martin. As we're still trying to decide whether or not she wants the horse. He wants the horse.
Alright, so I'm Willie Toss Cobble the Bard,
Mhm.
and yes, I will take the horse.
Okay, they help you set up. They even shorten the straps so you're not arm dangling.
Okay. Alright. There you go. That's my introduction.
And the horse hasn't even noticed you've gotten onto it yet.
That's good.
Okay, so David.
I know I'm going to regret this. Hey, I'm David. I play Plum Goranov, an Ethengarian, horse lord, barbarian, destroyer of all challenges, undefeated in single combat. Depends who you ask.
Well, the
Yes.
other people are no longer alive, so technically yes.
Alright, yeah, you won.
History gets written by the victors.
Exactly, and I won, and I am undefeated.
With a fireball.
The player David is very reluctant to agree to take the horse, but Plumman will take the horse, not knowing what is probably going to happen.
Okay, so the horse seems to get bigger and stronger as you get on it.
Okay.
It's might as well just seem to bulk out a bit.
Right. Did mine shrink, or...?
No.
Okay.
You know, you got 4 levels of barbarian.
Because he gives it to whatever he's riding.
And my horse just got 4 levels of barbarian.
Right.
I mean, I was playing it that only one horse, but you know that horse is in another realm, so let's go with that. This is my horse now. If anybody tries to take it from me, I will fight them in single combat.
And you notice his veins sort of stick out more. His hair looks more untamed.
Just gets a bit more angry.
And he sort of has that look that makes all the other people just take one step away.
I will spend some time modifying the horse. I'll just give it some Ethengarian war paint and adjust the saddle to suit.
And the person who hands to it says the name of the horse was Buttercup.
Was.
Buttercup's a pretty good name.
Was.
Just saying.
Okay, so online today we have Grace.
Okay, I'm playing. I almost said Iomi then. I'm playing Little Miss. She is a human non-wizard, aka a sorcerer. She's currently having a little bit of an existential crisis because she's temporarily sworn allegiance to one of her god's allies, which is fine, but then through that and a course of other events, accidentally summoned death and learnt that a whole bunch of magic she knows is actually evil. So is currently in the process of trying to purge herself of evil magics because that's not really in line with her god, and try and basically walk a path of redemption. And also, at some point, kill Death before he kills the whole party.
I'm just imagining Death, like, as we look behind on the waves on a ship of Death going...
I've seen enough Supernatural to know that this is a really shit idea.
And
Yeah.
does she take the
Much
horse?
better to capture Death in a sack.
Yeah.
Does Little
Yeah.
Miss take the horse?
Why is there a horse?
Because there's a
I'm
progression.
on a ship.
You've just docked at a city, and Dimitri has been taken on a giant
Palanquin type.
Yeah.
Canopy. Yep.
and he's been carried by a couple of really tall Nithians, and everyone else was following behind on horseback.
Also, we haven't reached the pirates yet.
No, because we. So
I
what
missed the
happened-
last game, so
Yeah,
I'm just
what
a little
happened
bit
was-
confused.
We got back to the Azcan Empire world, but not back to the main city we'd gone to. We found a port city. Managed to find some of the pirates.
And we caught a ride with them on the waves, right?
Caught a ride with them with the pirates, and they've taken us down south to the Millennium Empire, which we had to go and visit because apparently they had horses to keep Farman happy, and B, apparently Dimitri was expected to be there already. And then when we arrived, we found that yes, apparently Dimitri was expected to be there already.
And I think C, because they have information about the next prince, right? Well, that's kind of in the direction of where we need to go for the next prince, yeah?
Well, they were it's sort of actually halfway between the two princes we were looking to find. Well, no, not between the two locations that were still to find, one of which has a prince, presumably.
Yeah, the theory was we may as well go south if you're expected there because
That's right.
we can go and deal with that prince at the south
We
first,
weren't going to be
right?
able to get over the mountains over land, so we had to it was easy to go north and then come down south in the
Yeah.
sea.
Yeah.
And what they learnt from the pirates were halflings are the worst things you ever want to see at sea. No one ever wants to see a halfling at sea.
That's right.
Because they make murder hobos look like saints.
Yeah. So Willie Cockbottle got a good reputation.
Right.
Yes.
So apparently they think he's not a halfling because he didn't demand to murder someone every second or third day, and he hasn't eaten someone while they're still living.
Well, I mean, it was more that not so much that I don't think he's a halfling. It's just that obviously Dimitri is so all powerful that he's able to control the halfling to make him look almost peaceful.
So, does that mean that Nasty has rebuilt his legs along the way then, and so looks human?
Possibly, or he just hid in the background the entire time.
Yeah. Okay, well, so, yeah, we've gotten off, and so I assume then that I will not be able to keep up with this palanquin unless I have a horse?
Oh, you could quite easily walk because all the important people are on horses.
They're going to be going a parade pace though, so it's still a case of probably a slow walking pace. It's just the stature that you appear to be as you're going down through the parade.
Yeah, I will walk.
Okay.
Buttercup's name is now Battle Axe.
Actually, I'm just trying to figure out what sort of skill would it be to ride?
No skill required unless you're trying to do stuff in combat.
Yeah, no, I know that, but just in general, it's an animal handling thing, isn't it?
I think it's animal handling, yep.
Or even nature, actually, I think. In truth said.
Handle animal.
It's handle animal.
I've got it right in front of me now.
But it comes under nature. Oh, sorry, no, the animal handling. Sorry, yep, apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah, nature's for tracking and shit.
And
Equally
so,
important.
and that brings us to the hero of Dimitri Town, Dimitri, with Jeremy.
Yep. Yeah, good evening, all. I'm playing Dimitri, who obviously is not going to choose a horse because he's resting comfortably, lazing on the palanquin and ready to depart to being led by this gentleman that called himself a senator. Apparently, we're heading off to the Senate.
Raya's on a
And-
horse, yeah?
No, Raya's decided to walk as well.
Yep, I'm happy walking.
Okay, well, I'll walk, with Raya.
I have 3
And-
horses now.
Yep.
Yes.
That's the same as I have usually in the real world.
Do you feel back to normal now?
So I spend a little bit more time Ethingarianing the horses.
And so as you've just arrived in this town, you have noticed the big statues of Dimitri as you've passed into the river. The statues are at least 50, 60 feet tall. made out of bronze.
Yes. They're Colossus.
And so you get the impression of what Dimitri would look like if he was actually a warrior.
If he didn't suck.
But the facial features are almost identical.
No.
Although, as I say, apparently, yes, they're not necessarily caught. They haven't caught him Dimitri yet, have they? He got with the hero they expected, Hallowed Reborn, wasn't it?
Yep. So Hallowed Reborn is what they refer to him as.
Let's talk him up as much as possible and watch him fail.
Alright. Hello, Reborn.
Okay, so while the other ones are on horseback, there's a senatorial guy who talks to you while you're traveling behind the Halav Returned, who's the head of the parade.
The senator guy or Hallowed, you mean?
Well, it's Dimitri's presented as Halav Returned, and he's,
Yeah, no.
he's the head
When
of
you
the
say
parade.
when you say the head of the parade, yes, Dimitri's at the front of it, I guess.
He is.
But whether or not, okay, but if the senator technically ordered it and got it together.
He's basically following behind with the other people on horseback.
Yep.
Whereas he's expecting the people walking are the slaves who walk further behind, or the servants.
Right.
Yeah.
Because nobles ride.
Yeah. I
Then
was-
why would you walk anywhere? That's just crazy.
Right.
So he talks to the halfling with suspicion and a little bit of fear. Halflings do have a reputation here too.
Right. But we're on dry land.
You are, yes.
Okay.
You can see the walls that you're coming to of the city itself are 50 feet high,
Yeah.
and they are far enough away from the docks that they're probably getting quite a few shots at someone who was trying to run at it.
Yeah.
And he sort of looks at you and says, "You don't have any more of your friends coming to you." He
No, it's fine. It's almost halfling proof.
says, "Hey, maybe I can ask him to make it bigger." They are that afraid of halflings.
They're like vermin.
And he says, do you know why Halav Return didn't show up 2 years ago like we expected?
I don't know. Does Dimitri know?
Well, Dimitri's not in the conversation.
Oh,
Okay, I'm ahead of the line, up above, being bare on the palanquin, so difficult to hear over the clearing of the crowd.
Just run and hear this question.
Yeah. It's only you and Willie in the conversation.
Oh, you don't know where he's been? He's performing great acts of heroism and spreading love and peace and bit of war and across all of the lands.
Well, our prophet said he was walking these lands 2 years ago, but he didn't come.
He has been every side of the land.
So
You do not. I would not question the greatness that is this man.
So for Jeremy's benefit, that was when you were in Hollow World last time.
Yeah, I did work that out, yeah.
Right.
So he's been here previously, so they expected him to show up when he was actually here.
Okay.
Of course, on Dimitri's defense of that one, it's not like Yem told him to be there 2 years ago when he was visiting.
You actually didn't tell Ian where you were going, and you said you were going to explore.
Yeah, well, that's
and,
right.
and then you left straight away, pretty much. So your exploration sort of got cut short.
Well, no, I was still exploring, just not necessarily the world that they were expecting me to explore.
And he's a bit curious as to who his companions are.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Willie Toscobble.
And you are a pirate king.
Probably.
So where's your ship, Pirate King? I didn't think you could be separated from your ship for too long.
Right. I mean, I'm Pirate King in name only.
deception roll. That's right, you're a charisma-based character.
Oh, you don't need charisma. That's
So you guys right. Oh no, it must have sunk
So
to the
I've
bed.
got for deception +8.
+8, and what did you get?
Oh, so 16.
You goes, that sounds believable.
Plum interrupts. My suggestion, friend, is to not interrupt when a pirate king is talking, especially when he's a halfling.
Yeah. But he doesn't even have the pointed teeth what will hurt him.
Oh, do you want to try?
Do you really want to get up close to a halfling?
Are you willing?
Well, I've
to?
examined many dead halfling.
Right.
He looks suspiciously at the person walking nearby.
They're not wrong.
With the halflings retract.
Just the cheek retract.
He looks at you suspiciously some more. Does your servants talk over you a lot?
It's not. I would probably listen to the people who've spent more time in the outside world.
This I've been outside the walls many a time.
Look, if you want to try and tempt him, maybe try and fight him. That's up to
I
you.
don't fight. I use words. I'm a word
Exactly.
person.
He doesn't.
You don't use words?
You're making him use a lot of words that he's never used before. I've seen him eat corpses for less. Can't roll that decision now. Fuck yes.
What did you get?
Quite a bit.
In that case, we'll make sure we have a fresh one for him at the banquet.
Well, I'm not eating people.
Hey, Plumber never said what the corpse was of.
Well, we'll see,
Sure,
but
I mean, you're probably throwing a lot of faith into Plumman's words when he doesn't really mean any of that.
There might have been strong implication of what the corpse might have been, but he didn't lie.
So you have another 2 hours of awkward conversations.
alright.
And
If it takes that long to get to the citadel or whatever.
as basically there's a lot of cheering and people yelling, "We love you, hello,
Alright.
hello, kiss my baby," and things like that.
Of course.
Okay. Carry on, hello.
And the occasional, "Can I have your baby?"
The halfling will take a baby.
And you find that once you get past the outer wall, there are about 3 inner walls that you got to get through to get into the inner city itself.
Mm.
And it's designed as a killing ground.
Right.
So
For halflings.
that's one of the major threats of the region.
Yeah.
To be honest, that is the major threat of the region.
Yeah. No, that's good.
So all the walls are at least 5 feet high.
It's just no. In front of every single door, it's you must be this tall to pass. Damn it!
So if you've seen World War Z, where they just pile up people
There we go.
and they just get over the wall,
Yeah, that'll do it.
yeah,
But halflings can't do that,
that's what you think.
because they won't have spare corpses after they eat them all.
Well, there's not a lot of undead in this world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And each time you, Dimitri reaches a door, a big bell sounds, and big iron doors just open slowly. The only place you see iron anywhere here is in the doors.
So do you have any compunction about pretending to be Halav? Jeremy?
In the words of what I assume Dimitri will say, who says I'm not?
Carry on.
Okay. So, and then, passing through all these walls, you make it into the actual city center itself, and you're witness to an amazing array of colors and people all watching from windows and building tops and the street as you reach the grand assembly.
Moment of truth. For a given truth.
Okay, so it is basically described properly as an acropolis, a flat-topped hill surrounded by a wall. Atop is the palace of the emperor. And as you're coming up to it, you see that they're in the process of removing a 50-foot marble statue
Right.
of a stately man who seems to be about 50, wearing a simple tunic and olive leaves. Wreaths of flowers have been laid at the statue's base, but the workers have trampled it all into the ground. And many of them seem to be upset at the fact that their workmen are removing the statue.
Right. So that was the original Halav.
Doesn't look like Halav. It has all the other statues. It has more of... so all the statues you've seen of Halav that they've been referring to have been a young man in his prime.
Okay.
And looks very similar to what Dimitri is now. Imagine this statue, Dimitri, with another 30 years tacked on.
Alright, so they haven't... They're removing statues of someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There seems to be a change of rulership. Because Dimitri's here, that's why.
Okay, so everyone but Dimitri can make a perception roll because Dimitri's enjoying things too much.
And also,
Absolutely.
Can I have the dice of shame?
They're right behind you.
Oh.
They're right
Yeah.
behind the chair, literally.
Right, yeah, just behind the chair.
Because that's the cubby hole I put everything in. You might want to move the chair. Because that's got all your dice in it.
I'm far too busy deliberately trying to be perceptive about threats and taking note of the walls and stuff that I don't notice anything of importance.
So
Plummet only notices the
Perception
horses.
roll?
Perception roll, yeah.
19.
19, you pick it up quite easily. Did Rio want to make a perception?
That depends. I seem to remember I have to make a roll. I can't remember what the roll. Wisdom saving. That's what it is. Where'd my dice go?
I don't know. Did you actually manage to make your dice disappear? You cast magic spell, disappear
Yeah.
dice.
Natural 20.
Okay, so you rolled quite well.
Accidental 20. I'll take that. So yes, I am able to be perceptive.
Then you get to make a perception roll.
Yes, exactly. I'm not busy messing around with the puzzle box as I usually am. Hey, not too bad. That would be a 24.
Okay, so you and Willie both notice a one of the male citizens yelling at the workmen. He's yelling out, his buddy was never found. I say, Emperor Aridonis still lives. And beside him a woman is seemed to trying to make him shut up, saying, hush, my husband, if you value the light. And they both look at the sun in suspicion.
Ah.
Okay. I feel like we shouldn't be interrupting, but aren't we in the middle of a parade anyway?
You are, and
Yeah.
but you're passing by the big statue.
Right,
of-
so it's just kind of there in the scenery, and we'll just file that away for
Yep.
later.
Duly noted. Ignore it.
Okay, getting across to the actual, because they have all these events that can happen along the way, depending on how you get to town. If you didn't actually happen to have a Troldaran with you, you would have gotten the same reception.
You mean if they didn't have Hello Reborn with them, they wouldn't have got the same reception?
Pretty much. Okay, so coming up to the, you see the palace, the door open. You stop at a building not far from the actual gates, and you see it's listed as a bathhouse. Your Amulus is translating all the different writings and
Oh,
stuff.
nice.
So it means that you can one
Magical amulet.
Yeah. Which, amusingly, you can't cast a spell to do what the amulet's doing.
Right.
And the senator says he's going to give you a chance to freshen up after your trip with the pirates, to cleanse your spirit and your soul before going in before the Senate. Please take all the time you need.
Shadow
They
Elf
will wait.
Amulet. That's good. I wrote that down. Must have been like 8 months ago or something.
It was when you first came down here, which is
Yep.
where you're part of it.
Cool.
I think did you manage to be there when Nasty extended his leg in the dinosaur?
No, I don't think it was here.
That's a good thing you forgot then.
Okay. Alright.
Everyone but Emerus witnessed that one. You wasn't there for that one.
Still dirty about it.
Half of us wish we weren't either.
It was still his fault though, whether even if he wasn't there, because he's like, this is what I want to do, make this happen.
And you did. It was perfect.
And Plumman is super dirty about it.
But luckily it wasn't a horse.
But it was going to be the next best thing.
Okay. So, does everyone enter the bathhouse as the senator suggested?
That's a requirement?
I hear the senator say that, like, we need cleansing from pirates.
Yep.
Lol.
I'm very deliberately not going in the bathhouse.
Oh yeah, Plumman ain't going nowhere. He's got horses.
Dimitri's obviously desires to freshen up.
Plumman is now at peace with his scent. Horse mixed with sweat.
Does Willie partake in the bathhouse?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. How about Raya? Or is summer not the best time to get washed? So you don't go into the bathhouse?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so apparently you're both waiting on Willie and Dimitri's pleasure. And they both get escorted in by the senator. The senator looks at you going, I know you're the most important one of the others, he says. To Willie.
Yeah. What?
Just throwing a hammer at the fuckhead.
And the first thing you notice upon entering the bathhouse is moisture in the air, and the strong smell of scented oils and lotions. It is pleasant and peaceful in here. And from a position on a sofa covered with silk cushions, a very large woman with long hair done in a huge coil calls to you, "Welcome to my bathhouse. If you would be so kind, please leave a tribute before proceeding into the changing rooms." Your senator says, don't worry, I'll handle this. And he puts some coins into the offering.
Okay. And it's inverted, isn't it? So copper's worth more than gold.
Depending on who you're with. For the pirates, copper's worth more than gold.
Right.
These guys value...
gold is...
They actually value silver.
Okay.
Because they're true Chaldarans to be, and they're scared of werewolves.
Silver's their most valuable possession.
Right. Okay.
But she has gold and silver bracelets jingling on her flabby arms as she gestures towards the stone pedestal which he had put his coins in.
Okay. You guys are getting assassinated.
Quite possibly. I haven't actually read that far. You'll get there. You'll find out as we go.
I can see a map. That's
do
all I
have a
need to
map.
know.
There is a literal map. And so you have both being directed to the men's changing rooms,
Okay.
where you have 2 servants each to help disrobe you.
All right. And
Dimitri's
Stavros?
happy to stand there, allowing them to do their work.
And they neatly, well, they ask if you'd like your clothes laundered while you're getting cleaned.
I don't think there's a need for that.
Seems most appropriate.
So they pack Dimitri's off to be cleaned immediately, and they just fold yours up all nice and neat and
Okay.
put it into a bag.
That'll be fine.
And then they carry it before you while you're walking behind them naked into the next room, and they put it into a locker and hand you the key and a little chain made out of silver.
All right.
Then they do the same for Dimitri. After which you're treated.
And the senator, is he also having a bath?
He's also having a bath. Well, he paid.
Well, but okay, the fact that, yeah, so they've also dealt with his clothes as well.
They have dealt with his clothes as well.
Yep.
And you come into the big bath chamber. It's covered by arched wooden ceilings that reach 30 feet in height. In the center of the room is a stone pool filled with clean water that goes down to about 10 feet in the center. And it's angled, so you can go down as deep as you wish.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the steam coming up off the water. And there's masseuses all around the chamber as well. And an attendant comes up to you and says, "Would you like a masseuse or a personal cleanse?"
I don't know.
We'll wash off the dirt of travel and then a massage, I believe.
Okay, so he claps and calls, "Bathers!" And a group of guys come over to clean you.
Is this coming to America?
Very much, but a group of guys. But equally naked.
Right.
My son works.
So, you feel cleaner than you felt in your life.
Okay.
Well scrubbed.
Very good.
All right.
And the pool is fabulously enjoyably warm, but not too hot.
But I'm told that you have a map there.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, there is a map there.
Right.
And then, and you can see there is another senator there, relaxing in the on one of the massage tables, besides the one who brought you here. He greets him as Senator Tiberol.
Okay. I'll have a chat with him.
He goes, "Ooh, halfling, you can talk.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could talk. This is the first time I've ever seen a talking halfling.
Yeah. I'm quite charming, really.
You are. And you even have teeth too. That's a new thing. There was this rumor going around that they retract."
Yeah.
You've heard of the phrase of someone talking your ear off?
And so he just quite calmly talks to you about anything you want to talk about.
All right. So what's this? Like you're in charge. Like you are one of the people in charge.
Yes, I am one of the 100 senators in charge.
And what's your role?
To Senate.
Yeah.
I tell everyone else what to do.
Okay.
That's the senator's job. We think, we tell, they do.
All right.
It's a great job to be in.
Okay.
Isn't that like being the pirate king, where you tell everyone what to do and you just stand back and don't worry about doing anything yourself?
No, there's important things to do. Mostly involve violence, but
Well,
yeah.
that's the enjoyable part of being a pirate king.
Yeah. I must agree with that.
You get to choose when to kill someone and when not to.
Yes, you do. All right.
Okay, and after you've had a nice clean, they ask if you would like to spend some time in the spa. Sauna.
I don't think there's a need for that.
I think it sounds very pleasurable.
So while you're getting a pummeling from a masseuse then, stretching all the right places,
Okay.
you see Dimitri has been singled off alone into a sauna.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. Is there a safe word or something? I don't know.
Oklahoma! Oklahoma! Your second name isn't Julius, is it?
Yeah. Do you have a? Just yeah. If there's a word to yell out, that'd be nice.
Somebody's trying to kill me is probably the set of words.
And what comes up? Banana!
Banana!
Okay, so I get to look up NPC roster. Okay, so Jeremy,
Then makes a second list.
well,
Assassin.
once you step into the room and sit down, you hear the room open and shut and a bolt going across.
I fucking knew it.
As you're confronted by a
A bolt on the inside or the outside?
inside.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
the bolt comes from the crossbow, and the bolt's inside you.
And a tall for the people you've seen here with long red hair, a woman confronts you.
There's been many ladies in
Are you
this.
yelling out
Bathhouse
Oklahoma or
session,
something?
Oh, there have been.
Other than the lady who met us at the front door.
There have been, but they normally attend to the women.
Oh, okay, right. That's right then.
Oh,
Okay.
there's a special case. So Dimitri would think.
She looks you up and down and says, "So you're the one they're calling Halef Returned," she says.
Well,
Oklahoma.
And you can see dangling around her neck, she's wearing a medallion of Halef. That you've even seen clerics of your religion wearing and using.
This could either go really well or really bad.
But of course, that's all she's currently wearing. It's the sauna after all.
All right. Okay.
So, how does Dimitri respond?
I see you are of the faith.
She says, currently, I don't believe you as my god returned.
I never claimed to be so.
You're accepting their statements that you are. So why are you here?
Well,
And what have you done with Halef?
hell, it's been gone a long time.
Come up and.
I have not heard. I have not received word from any of my prayers to Halef in the last few months.
No wonder people were waiting for me to be reborn then. Yeah. Personally, I've had little concern or trust in the Immortals recently.
What do you know of Halef? She says in a demanding tone.
I know much. But obviously, and Dimitri will go and talk like the history and the processes and things like that, recognizing the fact that he's got the knowledge from multiple different sources over in the books that he found. Admittedly, all of them are still 600 to 1,000 years post their understanding of Halef.
So give me a history roll.
From outside, Plumman feels this sudden twinge and yells out, "No!"
So she doesn't look like she's going to kill you.
19.
She looked like she could.
She's only got an amulet.
So you get a 19.
And
I
what
mean-
she can do with that.
Yeah.
She also has more muscle mass than Halef.
Right.
Return.
Okay.
That's because he's a wimp.
She does look you up and down and going, I'm surprised you actually were able to form a complete sentence. You look too much like the poster boy of Halef to have actually had any sense in you. Everyone who looks like that is normally done as a post.
Well, I guess
Inbreeding.
I guess such sentiments or attributes make suitable suitable people to be the Halef returned. If people want a puppet that they can control.
Yes, but none of them passed the trials. Apparently, you may be the first.
Yeah.
So you might live more than a day or so after being called Halef returned.
That would be
mate,
appreciated.
I'm sure that trial won't be too lethal for you. You'll only die once.
It's usually the way.
Oh no, it is possible to die more than once.
I didn't say not impossible. I said usually.
Yes. For the false prophets, only once.
So there have been many claimants to the throne of Halef return.
She thinks for a moment and goes, there have been about 4 or 5 over our history. And each one has come when there's been a great need. Most have fallen short.
But has the need been fulfilled?
Normally, yes, and then they Can't seem to live up to expectation after that.
Ah, well, that's fine. As I say, I will be happy to help out if necessary, but I do have other places to be, so I'm happy to allow for the opportunity for another Halav return to be quietly disappear again afterwards.
You might not have a choice.
We can always see.
If you succeed, you may become emperor. If
Yeah.
you fail, you'll most likely die.
In which case, I might just have to be emperor in exile.
Either way, we'll be
Oh.
rid of you.
But what is your part in all this, my lady?
That you will find out soon enough. I just wanted to see you for myself. To see if the legend is true.
Well, I'm sure the legend has truth.
Yes, but we expected you to have red hair. You're the only Halav returned not to have red hair.
There's been a
And-
few there. Oh, I
About
can't.
five in there.
Sorry, I can't.
That's okay. You can speak up and ask things.
Yeah.
So there have been about 5 in history, and each of them has been a false prophet.
It would be odd that the expectation of Halav's return to have red hair, considering Halav was not known for red hair.
No, he was actually.
Was okay.
That was one of his names is the red hair.
Okay, yeah. So then, as I said, I didn't come here aiming to claim for the position. Apparently, I fit the part, and you need someone to fill the role,
If you
or the
wish,
town needs someone to fill the role.
I can see to it that you have red hair for presentation to the Senate, if that is your desire. Because my own hair is not naturally red, but all clerics of the faith must dye their hair red.
It's pretty good music. Just sitting in the background.
Especially for this disorganized party.
Well, I typed in the word happy into Sirenscape and I got debauched gala, so I went and I played banquet music and it's just working perfectly for me.
I don't know, he's more cowbell.
Well, who am I expected to meet?
You are going to meet the Senate and be presented on the Senate floor as
And
the
yet-
one foretold to us who would come in our hour of need. Maybe 2 years too late, but still our hour of need.
It's been a long hour.
Yes.
And apparently, it seems that I've already been accepted by at least some of the senators.
That's because they have their own designs over what they want you to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you trust the senator, then obviously you shall fall to the same fate as the rest.
Well, as I suggested, it was probably the sort of thing that some of their previous Halav returns may have been chosen more for their ability to be manipulated than their reality.
So she says you appear to be more than just a pretty face then.
So, well, to be honest, I rarely get called a pretty face.
There's a reason for that.
Well, in this nation, you are what everyone aspires to be. You-
Ugly.
that is the face everyone adores. That is their hero face.
Well, as I say, the fact that I have certainly, as I say, I am certainly not used to getting by on my looks. Let me put it that way.
Well, she says this will be an interesting time then, and she gets up and unbolts the door and walks out. I will see you after you, if you survive the Senate, she says.
She's stark,
Yep,
nude,
yep.
Yeah.
and she just walked outside.
Walked out of the
I
sauna.
walked out of the
Oh,
sauna.
Okay.
They don't have a big thing on nudity here in this area. They don't really wear stuff under their robes.
Fair enough.
Makes them easy to kill.
Yeah, but
Which is hypocritical coming from a barbarian.
it's also harder to hide your daggers.
Yeah.
All you've got left is
Who
the
needs daggers when you got war hammers?
Okay, so not long after you see a military-esque person, woman with long red hair walking down the steps of the bathhouse with a long glowing spear, a shield that is emblazoned with the picture of Halab on it.
Right.
And she's has a what appears to be a rather menacing-looking mace made out of bronze, silver, and gold.
So was that the woman that was with? Right.
I'm assuming we don't know that.
And basically, you see all the guards in the area give deference to her as she walks out.
But there isn't blood on the spear.
No,
Okay, that's alright.
but you don't think blood would really stay on that sort of spear. It has that look of you just burn it away.
Right. Well, I'll just say, how you going, hello? Any response?
Dimitri will come out shortly.
He comes out after making you wait,
Okay.
and then yes, he comes out.
I mean, I wasn't concerned by the 20-second pause or anything like that.
And then they finish up your massage because, well, Halaf returns to come out, so obviously you need to finish up.
Right, okay.
But you've had this, at least half-hour long massage.
Yeah, it's good.
And so the other people have been standing by the horses or standing outside waiting for about hour and a half while you've been in here.
Once Halab's good, then I'll wander around.
So,
Clothes back on.
so they dress you.
Oh, yeah, okay, good.
And basically, some of them are fussing at the fact that your clothes now smell worse than you do.
That's alright.
They don't have cleaning.
Well, he asked not to have them cleaned.
I don't know why, but anyway.
Right, okay.
And then you see Jeremy is being dressed, Dimitri's being dressed in his clothing, but they all have this, shine to them now.
That's fine.
So everyone's eyes seem to be drawn to his now when he's in the room.
I'm happy for Halab to take the lion's share of the attention. Good for me and my big queen.
Not that you would do something so heinous, illegal.
Okay. I did actually skip the fight scene because there wasn't enough people there to actually help you.
Oh, okay.
You see, you're perfectly safe from assassins if you walk into it and pull out the opportunity.
Right. It's too one-sided.
If they make it too easy for them, they don't bother.
Well, it may also have been like a half an hour of combat that the others would be standing outside for.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
So that's sort
Nah,
of
okay. Dimitri would have finished them off much faster than that.
Well, I've got a fireball waiting for him. Just saying.
Okay, so as you're leaving, the senator says, "I believe you have met Tasia of the Order of Halab."
Did we?
Indeed. She was
Okay.
the most pleasant discourse.
Yes, as you seem to have walked out of the steam bath without any major injuries.
Alright.
I believe she has endorsed you for the trials.
She did mention that they were coming. She didn't explain much about what they involved, but...
Death, and even more deaths. Hopefully other people's.
Right, a fight.
And then profit.
I hope they're not held often.
In times of great need, we send out for someone to be the death bringer.
The death bringer.
Ah, well.
And as you have a halfling with you, it's obviously the perfect person.
No!
The Deathbringer.
Dimitri about to say, well, in fact, yes. We definitely have someone in our party that can bring death. He's not thinking of the halfling, but they don't deserve that.
I believe you're thinking of Little Miss there.
That's right.
Burn this whole
But again,
fucking
they
town
don't need
to
to know
the
exactly who I'm referring to.
They don't think I'm a halfling, do they? Like,
No.
I know I'm only like 4'8",
Are you
but I'm still too tall for halflings,
Yeah,
right?
most of the halflings are in cap out at 3.
Yes.
So halflings are
Let's
normally
check.
2.5 to 3 in this in the inner world, whereas they can go to 3 and 3.5 in the outer world.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay. So as you see them finally come out with a fanfare, you notice that your eyes seem to be drawn to Dimitri subconsciously, unless you're choosing not to look at him.
Yeah, I'm looking at horses. In the time where this nonsense happened, Plumman has just Effingarian the shit out of himself and the horses.
The horses look like they're being immaculately cared for.
Not anymore. Well, they've been immaculately cared for, but there's a lot of Effingarian going on now.
And they seem quite happy with the treatment.
They bloody well want to. War paint ain't cheap. Yeah, back down to Effingarian leathers? Whatever. Just
Comfort
as,
clothes.
as Effingarian as possible, as formal Effingarian as possible. Which is pretty savage.
Piece of grass.
Nothing else.
Okay. So you find yourself escorted all the way up to the Emperor's Palace and the main amphitheater. All the crowds are kept at the gate at the base of the hill. So it starts to get quiet the further and further up you go. Until you hear the crashing of the marble statue.
What?
Someone ruined the marble statue.
The big statue they were trying to topple, they finally knocked over
Oh, okay.
and they broke it. knocking it over.
Okay.
Right, no, that's good.
Well done.
As you notice the head of the Emperor roll away.
Right.
It's good to have a hobby, you know?
Yeah. Chopping the Emperor's heads. Interesting country pastime they have here.
Well, whatever works for them, you know?
Okay. And then you find yourself before a big open area where there's just a table and 6 chairs. Five on one side and one on the other.
Okay. So does Dimitri sit with us on the 5 or on the 1?
I was going to say, how many of us are there?
There are
Currently
currently
five of us.
6 of us, including. Oh, he's not here. Okay.
Yeah. He sort of got hidden in the crowd somewhere and lost.
Well,
Is
that's
the senator
concerned.
still with us?
He's still considered with you. He's just somewhere in the crowds.
Yeah, no, the senator.
Oh, the senator is he's gesturing you forward.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you gonna sit, Halav?
I will just stand at the head of the table.
The seat that's on its own, does it look like special in some way? Does it look more comfortable or anything?
It does look like it actually has a cushion on it, whereas all the others don't.
Ooh.
Right.
I'm gonna go sit on it.
I'm just going to go and stand
Room
at
for
the end of,
spikes,
the
or-
end of the table. Like, so not on either side.
It's quite a comfortable cushion, and you can see all the other other seats quite well. The others are all sitting next to each other, whereas this one's facing them.
Belath Plarman leads his main horse to the thing.
Yep. And
Yeah,
the other
but
horses are coming too.
The other two can follow if they want.
So yes, so apparently you've got 3 horses, a playman who morphs every now and then into a Chalaxian wizard.
Sorcerer.
Didn't we
The
go
same
indoors?
Divine sorcerer.
Right. And Dimitri standing at one end of the table, and Playman with his horses at the other.
And I'm sitting down in that seat that Luke has a cushion on it.
Yep,
Didn't we go indoors?
you are.
Right.
And this stage we have Willie and Raya looking on.
I'm just gonna stand.
You sort of stand somewhere off to the side.
I'm going to sit on a seat.
Okay, you're the only one actually sitting on one of the seats assigned, so think.
Plumman will sit with battle axe right behind him.
Okay. Not long after, Willie sees the senator he had been talking to earlier come out and sort of look at Little Miss sitting on the chair as he comes up beside her. He says, should you be on the other side?
Why?
This is my seat. Didn't you see the cushion?
Are you that attached to it, are you?
Yes.
I suppose then. I'll get up.
She looks at Dimitri and says, so I guess you haven't taught the manners yet?
Yeah. We haven't been properly introduced yet to determine where manners need to be applied.
Well, she acts a lot like other pirates were brought in here in the past. They seem to think they own the place.
I will give you a very pleasant smile, like I've been complimented.
He just shudders a bit and sort of does a weak smile in return.
And I will give a very flourishing, somewhat flippant bow as I stand up and then move to the other side of the table.
And he gestures to Raya to the seats.
I'm good. Back problems.
I got a masseuse for that.
No, thank you.
They can fix any back.
I'm sure they can.
They can even make it longer
No, thanks.
or shorter,
No, I'm good.
or even hunchback.
No, I'm good, thanks.
We'll get rid of a hunchback.
Cool. You do your thing, I'm here.
You do you. And then he looks at Dimitri.
Nice.
Do you wish to stand for this?
We're all here.
Okay. Though we're having trouble finding the other little guy who got off the boat. Apparently he's disappeared amongst the crowds and we haven't seen him since.
He'll turn up.
Usually on a platter.
It's simply Red,
Right.
who used to be known as Nasty Stump.
Nasty stuff.
With a heart of gold.
Right.
Emrys's character.
Okay, so he's still kicking along.
He's still
Okay,
kicking
cool.
along. Okay, so
So this is the same senator that met us at the boat and walked with the...
this is the one who Willie talked to in the steam bath while you were looked after.
Oh, okay, so it's not the one that we
Looked
met
after.
originally,
Yeah.
but we have been taken to apparently the palace / senate or something, haven't
Yep.
we? Okay.
I-
So what happened to the senator that we were wandering with? Did he just peel
he-
off at some point?
he was he stayed outside of the senator chambers.
Right, okay.
And it says, I believe you are here for a chosen mission. You have been foretold even though you are a little late, he says.
2 years too.
Well, apparently you tend to have the people arrive when you need them to arrive.
Yes, but normally they arrive a lot quicker when we have a foretelling. So, in your absence, you might have a little more work ahead of you to fix the wrongs that have happened while we've been waiting.
So we're still in the Hollow World, still doing Hollow World shit. Okay, it's alright.
Yeah, we're on a side quest at the moment.
So, the Empire
Well,
needs
they
you
think a
to
side quest.
save it yet again. Hell have returned, he says.
I think we can dispense with Hello's returns.
Well, if we dispense with that, then I can't send you on the mission, he says.
Right.
I mean, in private.
Returned. Returned is a bit.
I never said we're private, he said.
I'm just saying the word returned is a bit redundant.
Not really, because up until recently we were actually able to speak to the god Hello, and he obviously has not been running around in this form for that whole time.
Okay, cool. No, it's alright. No, if you have been able to speak to him, then I guess that makes sense.
And we call all those who look like him and show up in a time of need if Hallow's returned.
Alright,
It's equivalent of being given the keys to the city.
carry on.
And then when they fall from grace, then they're they just go and rejoin Hello.
Okay.
They have been returned, he says.
Returned.
So now that you're here and you've accepted the quest, he says.
Mm-hmm. What is it you need achieved?
Hang on. So.
Oh, you're standing. You're over there. You're in the background. Only people sitting can speak.
I dedicate to Plowman.
I assumed that.
not accepted quest.
I assume you were saying that in character and not as the DM, right?
It was in character, yes,
Bit
completely.
of both.
No, it was completely in character because.
Because, hey, they're used to dealing with the prophesized heroes arriving when they need them, so, hey.
And the Eladrin is obviously not Hello returned, so he's not the important one.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was just like, you know, if you were saying that as the DM, you can't speak. I'm like, why?
Roll a will check.
But yes, and like I said, in Dimitri's mind, there's no been accepting the quest involved. He just wants to know what's required before he actually makes any statement. So.
As well, during the last few months, the sun has changed colour, and during that time, bad things have happened.
Yes. We've been fixing that.
including the death of the Emperor.
Well,
And when you say emperor, is that the emperor of all of the Hollow World or just a small section?
The most important section, our nation. We don't really care what happens elsewhere.
Alright, just
So,
checking.
yes, the whole.
So as
The
far
most
as,
important section.
as far as most of our people are concerned, this is the only world they care about.
Okay, alright.
But the sun was a different colour.
because
And then
remember
people
also
started
that
acting strangely.
most people in Hollow World don't actually travel far. So.
Yeah, but when you see that the sun is there and it's always there,
Yeah. It's never changed colour in our history.
yes,
Things went crazy.
but also you know that there's 360 degrees.
What's a degree?
Okay, alright.
Why would we ever want to travel far from home?
Okay, alright, carry on.
Yes, as
It's not
Dimitri
like we're
said,
pirate halflings.
Yeah, no, that's right, you are not piratical halflings.
so when he mentioned the idea of the sun changing colour, Dimitri said, yes. We're working on that. This interruption in our plans is potentially slowing down the progress on fixing the sun.
Well, he says, with that, we have a pretender on the throne
Mm-hmm.
who is instituting policy changes
Mm-hmm.
and going for a more let's go out and conquer the world style approach.
Alright.
Right.
Sounds good.
What happened to you? You guys being in charge, being, you know, senators. Isn't that what you said you are?
Normally we are, and our word is listened to, but somehow this person got all the senators to vote him in, and no senator remembers doing so.
So remove him.
Once he's voted in, we don't have the authority.
I do.
And so does my axe.
Sorry, but that's kind of a dumb
So-
system.
But what I'm hearing then is he's not actually a usurper.
Yes,
You
but
voted for him.
we don't know what happened to the previous emperor because there's no body.
So you have shit memory and he was elected. What's his problem?
No one remembers electing him.
So?
How is there evidence he was elected? Just like
maybe you were drunk.
There is
ignore him.
there is a scroll showing every signature from every senator electing him to be emperor.
So where is problem?
Problem is all the guards and soldiers follow the emperor of the nation.
Okay.
But there is no emperor.
There is currently an emperor.
Okay, so they follow him and they go do things. Democratically elected man. Where is your problem?
Problem is the emperor the emperor
Yeah,
Lando
the
is
Ethicarii
missing.
just such Democrats.
I'm saying, like, if the, I'm not saying that you did it right. I'm saying you did it legally. But he's
And
missing.
the emperor who's missing was a wise and benevolent emperor who actually looked after his people. Whereas this one
He's
is
an authoritarian dictator.
and looking to push everyone into the army.
But you guys elected him.
But no one remembers electing him. Not one single senator
Ballas-
has memory of
Sorry.
signing the.
Alright, so you
Agreement.
want us to take care of him?
No.
Plumman's finding it really hard to be motivated here.
Just why don't you just call the Document of Forgery?
Because magic associated with our laws means it's already proven to have been signed by each and every one of us.
Right.
Well, then it
Okay.
doesn't matter if you remember it or not, because you've proven with magic you guys did actually sign it. So, sounds legit to me.
So,
I'm really struggling to find the side quest here.
so what
Keep
I'm
going,
understanding
keep going.
is
Tell,
that, yes,
tell us.
you use the term usurper, but that's not entirely accurate because he is in fact legally and appropriately the emperor, even if you don't remember giving him the authority.
And
So what you're really saying is that you've got the wrong guy on the throne and you want the opportunity to put someone else up there. Is that right?
no, we'd like the other guy back.
Yeah, so you want us
The other
to
guy's
offer-
dead, though, apparently, isn't he?
And missing.
Right. So you want us
Dead
to...
and missing. They still can't make it hard to put him back.
Alright.
If the other guy shows up alive, he's still emperor because he was never officially.
Oh, so he's emperor for life now.
You are emperor for life.
Right.
It's until life.
Which is probably why I
till
can't
death
get rid of
you
the
part.
However long or short that may be. I have a question. If we can't find Old One, and assuming you motivate me enough to help, it's going to take a lot of motivation.
We're happy to gift you the horses as a gift for helping us.
They're already mine. Good luck
Would
to
it
you.
not just be
Anyway,
easier?
look,
rather than
what
trying
I'm
to
saying
find
is if we
a guy-
can't find this other moron that you lost, he's dead. Do you have anyone who could replace current moron? Oh, sorry, I mispronounced.
Mispronounced.
Ethicarii, wrong language, you know.
Shut up, Amulet. It just loses a bit of translation power.
I mean, look,
Well,
if,
the person who is taking control, the emperor, is a sorcerer attached to unnatural magic. Squishy.
Right, so it's not actually that the Emperor is the problem now, it's that the Emperor is controlled by a sorcerer who's the problem.
No, the emperor is the sorcerer. The new emperor is
Oh.
the sorcerer.
Yeah.
And he's used his magic to become emperor.
Right.
this sounds like internal politics nonsense. Look, would you like him dead?
He's also, well, where they're not allowed to, if the other emperor is not there, then everyone would end up killing you in response.
Okay.
So
Good luck.
the basic thing is, well, on their land, in their throne room, in
I've never been defeated.
So, what you're telling us is, you either want us to do a suicide mission to take the dude out, or to go on a pointless quest to find a dead guy.
No, they actually want you to find the scepter of the first emperor
Is it the first emperor?
of Millennia.
Right, not the very.
Actually, not the one most recently deposed, but
Not the one
one
that
before
deposed,
then.
All right,
but the one who founded the kingdom.
Okay, and
And-
that will do something magical
This
to
provides
reveal the
authority.
true emperor.
It can restore the dead to life.
Okay.
Oh, so you want us to find the dead guy
Oh, so
and
now
find
he
the
is
scepter to resurrect the dead guy?
It will also be able to.
By the
and-
way, this is
and-
all in character, Martin.
Yeah.
Like, I actually get what's going on.
Yeah.
Plummet is so confused.
And if you can bring him back to life, then his claim to the throne is more valid than the sorcerer's claim.
Right.
And if the sorcerer continues his reign, then he will pretty much destroy any chances of this nation to survive.
And is this nation a worthy nation?
This land.
Like, is it worth keeping around?
He
Well,
just
apparently the
looks
Immortals think so.
Plumman
at you.
looks,
We are the descendants of Hallow.
Plumman looks to Dimitri,
So, Dimitri's motivated.
just shrugs his shoulders, and does this.
Where's the money?
Yeah. I'd second that.
Show me the money.
Just throwing this out there. You need help with this whole sun thing, right? That impacts everyone, not just your kingdom, but everyone, right?
Well, it hasn't happened for
Why are you
about a
taking
month.
time out to help your empire instead of doing the thing that's going to save everyone?
Well, the sun problem seemed to stopped about a month ago. Around the time you blew up the mirror.
Oh, okay, so we're to blame.
No, you actually
No,
stopped the
okay.
No,
problem.
we did a good thing.
Oh, we did something good.
Dimitri was not boasting when he said, "Hey, we're already fixing that problem."
Right, so that was...
It's only partly fixed, though.
Was
Yeah,
that
that's
like in an earlier session?
It was, yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
like just before we started on the pirate ship to get down here.
Alright,
We
so I was
effectively
a
were just
year for
fixing
that.
Yeah, basically, Martin, we're like a third of the way through the main quest.
Alright,
This
but
nonsense
this is
is
the side quest.
this is good to be a dam running a pre-made adventure.
Hey, I rewrite it as I read it.
Yeah. How do I motivate the party to do this dumb quest?
Well, part of the reason is that this is something that Dimitri himself would want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
I've been wording it also it benefits Dimitri.
So it's all about Halav convincing us
Yes.
Well,
to,
no.
to follow
Now,
the quest.
Has this
And
this
that
Senator
could be
has
money.
he introduced himself yet?
He has introduced himself. He is Senator Tibernos.
Ibanos, okay. So
And he says, I will send with you a guide. You have already met her.
No!
Tassia from the Order of Hallow.
She is.
The one that just wears that amulet.
Well, she wore that in the bathhouse.
Right.
Plumman stands up, looks to Dimitri, obviously doesn't say either of his stupid names, and says, "Look, whatever you decide, they pay me 10,000 gold, I help. Goodbye." He walks out.
20,000.
Each.
Dimitri was just about to say to Tiberos the fact that yes, I understand your plight, and I understand probably better than you know the potential effects upon the situation, not just for your empire, but for the rest of the the rest of all the known world, in fact.
Then you would
And-
understand the implications that the Emperor is not of the people.
So potentially we shall be looking for this scepter and
And you'll pay us.
your dead emperor. However, my companions
are cutthroat
May
mercenary
misunderstand.
assholes.
Be uncertain of the wider implications. They can be more easily persuaded with mere monetary gain. Is there such offers available?
There can be, but unfortunately, that would rely on the Emperor himself opening up his coffers to them. So, if they actually, if they save the Emperor, then he's more likely to be generous to his benefactors. And the current Emperor would kill you and loot you.
Yes.
Because your armor would have no effect in the throne room. Your magic would not work. You'd be defenseless to his
Could we not just go and talk to him and be like, hey, we discovered there's people plotting against you. Can you pay us for the information?
That would never go well.
Yeah, then he'd go use his mind match. Go, you're lying. I shall kill you here and now.
But we're not lying, because the senators are plotting against
One
him.
dead body member.
5 minutes later, total party kill.
He says, if that's your wish, you can, but he has not been a kind emperor to date.
Yeah, that
To be honest, Little Mix, I do not expect that we would get any reward from the current Emperor.
If anything, your life would end up in service to him for as long as you survive in the battlefield.
I wasn't serious.
Oh, yeah.
And, yes.
Right.
The, as much as you're aware that, like this Dimitri talking to the rest of the party members rather than to Tiberius type stuff, he's saying yes. As much as you're aware that I don't especially like this location, this area, this world. If it falls, the world ends. Literally. You won't get to spend your money.
You saying that to the others or to him?
No, okay, that's to the party. Like I say,
I thought
Do you
you were
mean-
saying that to him for a second. I was like, I don't like this world.
Pretty
but I
sure
will
he's
say.
present here.
No, this is Dimitri talking to the party, basically ignoring the senator, saying, the fact of the matter is, we can get as much money as you like out of him, but if you don't do the quest, the world ends, you don't get to choose it.
But why is this particular empire more important than the whole of this world?
Because any changes, apparently there's changes happening here. Changes should not be happening anywhere.
Because this won't wipe Dimitri's ass.
But what's wrong with change? You should embrace change.
Not here. That's just the whole purpose of this place.
Because you were 2 years too late. Is that right?
And so, Jeremy, one other thing your brain picked out of the conversation with the senator is they have an artifact here that can restore the dead. That's one of the magic that you can't do normally here.
Yeah.
Say in case you lose one of those contests, you say you've never lost.
So is it like a rod of resurrection with 3 charges or something, or we don't know?
By the sounds of things, it's an artifact.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I do not like artifacts.
Well, yeah. Do people come back and they're a little bit warped, or?
Artifacts are different than spells.
Okay.
Yeah, talking artifacts are shit.
We have one.
We've got one of each. One each for each person.
No.
2 for some.
No, actually.
No.
Oh, because you have one, don't you?
Rivian staff.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Well, we got 3.
Oh, that's right. I fucking way.
You know. Isn't it so good that sea shanties have come into vogue?
Actually, yeah, Raya, why aren't you trying to convert people to, Proteus?
Proteus.
I already like the waves. They'll come anyway.
So, to fill you in, Plumman was only trying to convert and or kill people in the name of Proteus so that he can unlock all of the powers of the staff. That is the only reason.
Yeah.
And I just gotta fix that and unlock
Yeah,
it.
but wasn't there like a negative kickback if you do it?
Sugary death.
Yeah, okay.
Just one sugary. Oh Jesus Christ!
Sorry, sure, yes.
Sugary
Sure,
death.
yes, but have
Sugary
your
death.
Oh, thank you.
Brown sugar.
I've had practice of making sugary death coming up.
Level 5 spell.
Okay,
So,
so
So
does it-
yes, little bit. Yes, it is a potentially a detour from the overall requirement. However, as I said, if we don't do this one, doing the others won't make any
Why
difference either.
can't things change here?
Sorry,
Why can't things change here?
I'll talk to you. I'll explain it later.
Balath looks to Dimitri. Look, I told you. 10,000
Well, how much
gold,
looks
I
to
help.
Dimitri?
You pay or they pay. It doesn't matter.
That's good.
You 10,000 gold.
Payment will be made upon if we do manage to return the Emperor and the staff. If we don't, payment won't be any worthwhile.
Okay, let's go. I'm in. That's all you need. A lot of talking. Whatever.
And you're saying that Tessia will provide guide? Do we have any indication as to where to start looking for this staff and or the Emperor's body?
the senator looks at you and says, I have people in already looking into where the body may have been hidden. There can't be too many places where someone could have done that.
I expect most people could recognise it.
What if he's in the pocket dimension?
He just looks at you and shudders. I fear you would have no chance against the Emperor.
Awesome, let's go in there.
Let's go back to our pole.
Let's cross the bridge when it comes to it.
If he can use magic beyond the abilities of anyone in this world.
That's okay, we go to better world.
The
I
afterlife?
think you missed the point of what Dimitri said, Plum.
What? Out of character fun to know what the fuck's going on.
I'm surprised no one's got down on their knees and said to think of the horses, think of the horses.
That would be the best way to motivate them. These horses just aren't as good as Ethingarian.
But they are the best in this world? Is that right?
They are the
No.
best in this world.
In
yes,
this
yes,
world.
yes.
London has found them to be quite excellent so far.
Okay. So, as you, the senator says, good luck with your quest. I will see to it that you are allowed out of the gates. Next time you come in, be aware that the emperor may not be as, the current emperor may not be as forgiving on you.
So
He has ordered all able-bodied men and women into the army and drafted all animals for war, such that if we march in the next month, there will not be a man, woman, or child left on any of our cities.
Why don't we bring the chancellor with us? He's not possible.
Does the Emperor have specific enemy that he wishes to march on
please.
in the immediate first?
He plans to march on and eradicate the Nithians first,
Nithian, fair enough.
which is a death sentence to his people.
Absolutely.
Semper's a dumbass.
Yeah, well,
Or he's a necromancer and he just wants the bodies.
is he a stooge for the Nithians?
No one can overrule him at this point.
Mark hasn't read that far anyway, so he doesn't even.
Okay. Alright.
And I can add in that side quest later.
Alright.
So,
So you're happy to sign up for $0. Is that alright?
$0 up front.
I already have.
Okay.
I just told Dimitri I'd take it out again.
This is the worst deal ever made. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure Dimitri has a lot of money. We can take it off.
Alright, so it's the future of this country. No biggie.
Hang on, it's the future of this country, so technically speaking, if we make Dimitri on the throne, we can empty the coffers as a reward for ourselves.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you could shaft them at the last second and install Dimitri as emperor.
Cool, you're staying here, Dimitri.
I see you've been given a pay rise.
And certainly okay. When we have time, when the party has time by itself, if they wish to understand more what's at stake, Dimitri's happy to explain the whole situation.
Yeah, as soon as Dimitri said that, I've just been going, yeah, cool, let's go.
Yeah, I think everyone except for maybe Willie is completely in agreement that we're going now.
I'm happy to go.
Yeah, alright. It'll make a good
Have we-
story for my
Have we already left?
That's fine.
I'll sing you
follow.
a song that won't take long. All composite crystal. That's the only song I know. It's the only one that comes to mind anyway.
Okay.
Always a constable.
So, as you head out, you were met by Tassia on a beautiful white stallion.
Is she wearing clothes?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
She was wearing clothes like I'm sure.
Now.
She was wearing armor
She
like I'm
glowed.
sure.
The other time she wasn't wearing clothes was in the bathhouse.
But there was
When
one time
Dimitri
we were
spoke to
looking
her.
away and looked back and she's unclothed and looked what and she's clothed like.
But she walked out of the bathhouse.
I walked
without
out of
any
the sauna.
clothes.
She's probably
Walked
got
out of the
painted
sauna
a
without
peripheral
Without
of
any
clothing.
clothes on.
But the sauna was inside the bathhouse.
Okay.
So the sauna has a door to where the pool is, where all the masseuses are.
Alright, I'm glad we clarified all that.
All good.
She
Okay.
is hideous. I'm glad she has clothes.
Alright, so she is going to lead us to the
Shrine of Glory, she
the
says.
Shrine of Glory. Okay.
It's okay. She's sure that you'll all survive.
She thinks.
No, I will survive. I don't know about these weaklings.
That's because you know how to love.
I've got all my life to live. I've got all my love to give.
She says it will take about 7 days. They'll be avoiding the roads because, well, currently the soldiers are rounding up every able-bodied man, woman, and child.
I'm not able.
You can sit on a horse. You're good enough for them.
No, I'm not able to let them live if they try. Wahaha.
She would rather you not kill her countrymen.
Yeah.
So,
Simon vomits in his mouth a little bit.
as you're heading out, it's a nice, pleasant summer day. I have a feeling it's always like that here. It's only ever a pleasant summer day.
This place is awful. It breeds soft people.
Feels good.
And you're travelling across lush pastures
And
of
soft
shores
horses.
of short-cropped grass and wildflowers. Perfect for horses.
Soft horses.
Low stone walls divide the lands into fields of different shapes and sizes. Very easy for the horses to go over.
Oh,
You do notice that your horse doesn't seem to run out of energy as he's going.
it's pretty good.
So the entire time that we are traveling, I'm drilling the shit out of all of these horses.
Well, they seem to be knowing a lot more about every time you're trying to do something, but yeah, they seem to know how to do
Good.
that.
I'll just make it harder and harder and harder until one of them dies. No, not actually. That would be terrible.
Well, that would be like, die damn you, die damn you, die. Oh, okay, well, you killed it.
Now the other ones know.
Okay, and you see sheep and huge shaggy aurochs grazing in the pastures.
Aurochs.
Mm.
What are they?
They are large, shaggy oxen with forward curving horns and known for bad temper.
I would rather
You know, like
ride
a-
one,
like
of
a-
course.
They're an ancient form of cow, effectively.
And they remind you a lot of the yaks that you used to ride as a child.
Much better than bet.
Right.
And
What,
then you,
yak or auroch?
Yeah, both. At least they're not wimpy like these horses. There's no spirit to them. No anger.
oh no, they seem quite placid.
Exactly.
I can't remember if I need to stare at this thing for 10 minutes or if I just look at it.
What, the creature or the horse?
The creature.
Creature, it just looks back at you.
The wild shape.
Oh, you have to study it.
I'll study it for 10 minutes.
Yes, and then make a check.
Don't worry about it then.
But that's if you're in.
The
I
polymorph, you
think
can just go.
I believe it's an hour if you only looking at it, and 10 minutes if you're interacting with it, and different checks.
But yeah, polymorph requires
Yeah,
concentration.
not
so.
gonna bother.
Okay. And you see simple shepherds wearing tunics and leather sandals tending to the herds. Many have the aid of yapping Amorian hounds, which look like dogs with scoured hides. and you hear the sound of pan music as they work.
Am I singing a song?
You can if you want to.
All right.
You can hear the pan music in the background. And as you're going further and further out, some of the fields are pastures, and it appears that all the food has been dug up and nothing resown. The orchards, apple trees, and fruit trees have been cut down.
This is smart.
Mm-hmm.
It gives them nowhere.
Scorched earth thing.
Basically, they don't seem to be growing any more food.
It's okay, because they're going.
I'm actually
total
starting
war.
to look angry now
Total war.
as I look around.
And it appears to be directions of the current emperor is basically turning all of their food and food products into weapons of war.
The trees are being chopped down
the
for
trees
wood.
are being chopped down for
So-
wood. The food is being turned into rations.
Oh, right.
And you can see basically dwellings being knocked down for the locals to be having all the various parts of their home converted into weapons of war as well. Or he knows a different form of warfare.
A much different form of warfare. The Imperial Guard type of warfare.
Starve your country, then go to war.
No, just send all of the mans into the first wave. The Imperial Guard approves.
He's just sending everyone apparently. It's not one. It's not multiple waves. It's one
No.
wave.
Yeah. In Soviet Russia, war craves you.
So we're effectively travelling along. It's just the party and Hessia, is that right?
It's just the party in Hessia.
And has she said where we're going? It's like how like after we've travelled for probably an hour or something, getting out of the city, and therefore presumably away from any prying eyes and listening ears.
She says she's taking you 140 miles southeast to the Shrine of Glory.
Is that something is that a name that Dimitri recognises from his study of Hellas?
It is not something he recognises.
Okay. So,
you never really studied the Millennium Empire?
No, it was definitely purely the Hellas side of it that I was looking at. So whether it was whether that was a standard title for his temples or shrines.
And everywhere you see villagers who recognise Tassia, they give her food and shelter along the way.
Oh, cool. Does that spread to us as well? Nice.
Well, you're travelling with one of the heroes of their nation.
All right.
During the travel, Plumman spends most of his time out riding and basically just doing circles to try and find anybody who might be spying on them or threatening them or trying to kill them. And he just keeps doing that and working the shit out of the horses.
Basically, while you're doing that, you're seeing that there are big trains of people being led off to the east, which is west in our world, but in the hollow world it's east. They flip to the east and west. Thank you.
Did you want to knock the heart or something?
Did he send a text or something?
No, he put it in there for me earlier.
Oh, that's good.
And you see that basically everywhere that they go, they're basically ripping apart infrastructure. And all the horses are being chained up into that thing as well as any other animal. If it's not useful for war, then they butcher it and turn it into rations.
Cool. Does anybody try and bother me while I'm...
A lame person rolling, some of them try to catch up with you, but you're a lot faster than they are.
Yeah, so the entire time that we're travelling, he'll continue to scout around while keeping at least some form of eyesight of the party. I'll just be singing a song.
Song of the
Let
sea.
there be light.
Bird's eye fish fingers.
Dimitri's trying to talk to Hessia and find out more about exactly what's expected, exactly how long ago the emperor died or disappeared.
He died about 2 months ago.
2 months ago. I thought, yep, that's right. And where did the new emperor come from?
No one knows. He was not there one day and he was there the next.
Installed as emperor.
With a scroll that every senator apparently signed.
Yep.
And they can't physically work against him in any way.
Was that immediately after the old emperor disappeared, or was there a week or
A day.
fortnight? A day, right.
But there is a cry that he's not really the emperor and those people disappear.
And during our conversations, Dimitri is also going to try and get try and develop an impression without necessarily stating things outright, as to if Hexia has any understanding of the Hollow World, the Outer World, and the effects of the spell of preservation or anything like that.
She understands the effects of the spell of preservation. Doesn't really understand the concepts of Hollow World and Outer World.
Okay, yep. More the question of, okay, what Helen told her in her prayers. And so why are we headed towards the Shrine of Glory? What do we expect to find there?
That is where I expect to find the shrine, the scepter of the first emperor. She's a history buff, and she's been researching the scepter her entire life. Only a true hero of Halav can ever reach the shrine and recover it.
Right, and that would be not you, Dimitri.
It's actually Plumbin.
And you mentioned that there'd been previous Hallows returned, and that they underwent trials per se.
Mm-hmm.
Is this considered the trial?
This is the one they all died on.
So the previous Hallows returned have been attempting to find the scepter.
More recover.
And so they were directed towards the Shrine of Glory as well, and therefore knew where to look, but never actually returned after doing the looking. Is that right?
The guide who guided them there said that the scepter killed them.
Right.
Because they were not worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Only the worthy may wield the scepter. He's just the thought of Dimitri being worthy.
Dimitri's got no concern about whether or not he's worthy.
So, while Playman's out on one of his rounds, at top of a fire hill, he hears a fearsome roar that thunders from hilltops away.
There you go.
So what does Playman give him a perception roll, see if he can actually make out details.
Sorry, what is he perceiving again?
A thunderous roar from the hilltop nearby.
Yeah. Let me just check, but I don't think so. Can the horses try and perceive something? Yeah, that's good.
Quite
Well,
possibly.
Barbarians.
You all heard the roar. Whether you perceive something more.
Well, the horse rolled a natural 20.
That's awesome.
Okay, so
But how does it communicate to you?
the horses all look in a direction that you're not even paying attention to.
I don't notice the horses. I so don't notice the horses so much that I stopped to eat lunch.
And then-
There are no horses.
Right.
What is a horse?
Okay.
Let's go.
A 20 followed by a 1.
So yes, you start getting out your fresh rations
Yeah.
and start munching away on what's normally horse mix, but hey, it's tasty.
Mm.
And it reminds you of some of the mixes you grew up with.
Yes, delicious.
Sustaining for both the rider and the horse.
You want salt with that?
Nay.
Okay, and
Was it just Bama or was it everyone?
that's just blaming because he was out riding,
Okay.
while you guys were actually having a nice sit down.
Sing me a song.
And so, I'll give you another perception roll as something's coming towards you.
Just him?
Just him because he was out riding.
13.
13. Okay, so looking up, you see flying towards you a lion with bat wings.
Fuck.
Pulling a chariot with a woman with shining black skin, glowing spear of darkness. Basically, you can see it shining in the light even though it's black.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
Run.
And
Well, back to us? Or?
Yes.
okay, so apparently he's deciding to not take up the challenge.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, if you want to win at single combat, why?
Somebody, look, I can't engage in single combat and win and have nobody see me.
That's right. He's got to have an audience.
Right, so, yeah, actually run using the skill, the feat run.
What, not ride on the horse?
Shut dickhead. The horse's
Athletics.
skill run. No.
Athletic skill. Is the runs. Or strength.
The whole epic berserker.
I would have thought athletics would be the runs. Or am I leading you down a
no,
garden
so-
path?
Yeah, no.
Was the initial roar enough that was heard by us?
Give me a perception roll for everyone else. Everyone else can now make the perception rolls.
Oh. Dimitri's alert.
26.
Yeah,
Natural 20.
Natural 20 for Dimitri as well.
28 with an actual 20.
14.
16.
Okay, so yes, everyone did hear. And they're out looking as you see Playman quickly doing the rushing.
Brave Sir Robin, run
He-
away,
he-
run away.
He's running down
Well-
to make a report on his scouting, is that right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay.
I mean, he's just done when running. Yeah, okay. 60, 120, 240. He's just gone 300 feet around.
Wouldn't you jump on your horse?
He is. As in the horse.
Oh, okay, the horse is right.
No.
You think he got off the horse to eat?
They got off the
Dimitri,
horse
yeah.
with the 300 round. Horse into
Plumman picked up both horses and ran with them.
Yeah, so anyway, all of his horses are doing 300 feet around
Yep.
back to the party.
Okay. So, looking behind them over at the hilltop, you see huge bat wings clear the hill as a lion suspended between those wings comes over the hill
So it's one lion
with bat wings,
and one person.
and behind it you see floating behind it a chariot.
Can I roll
And
nature?
is that
That's fucked.
Can I roll nature to try
is
and
that
guess what it
creature
is?
weird? It's not natural.
So,
I know it's not natural, but I'm going to try and guess what it is.
there's a picture for you, Jeremy.
I'm going to ruin
Yep.
it laptop.
Yes.
Never
So,
mind. I have no idea what it is.
does Dimitri know about a manticore?
Give me a
I think
history
we've had
check.
manticores, haven't we?
You've not faced manticores very often, if you have.
History, isn't it? Okay.
I'm thinking actually that I've got a vague memory of a manticore actually in the very early adventures
Oh,
of
yeah.
Dimitri.
Yeah,
Dimitri
I think
did.
our party has actually crossed a Manticore once before.
I got a 24 on history check.
You do recognise Mythical Manticore, though this thing looks larger than any you've heard.
Right. Because I am quite small.
Well, it's also of huge size.
They also don't normally have chariots behind them.
And the woman is just radiating darkness.
Oh, okay. So like an infernal or something, or abyssal? I don't know.
Along the entropic side.
Okay. I don't know what that
Bad
means.
guy.
Radiating shadows as well, or just like an aura of dark?
They're not giving off any shadows whatsoever, but
good.
you can see everything brightly, as if she's well lit, but no actual light upon her.
Yeah. So death's not going to show up as well, which is the good thing.
So my question is, does it look like she would be immune to fireballs?
You don't know.
Right.
And as she comes over the hill, you see the Manticore land with the bounce of the chariot.
Does Hesia react at all?
She looks a bit shocked.
Yeah, Plumman now turns around and places himself in front of the party.
And she says, that is Vix, one of the champions of the new Emperor.
Of course it is.
So
Friend of yours?
we should
Surprise
send her
roll.
away, I guess.
Do you have a horse?
Be a horse.
Do we roll initiative?
You can roll initiative. We'll give everyone initiative
Yes,
to see
I
what
do.
they like to do.
I got a 15.
I brought it with me. I was riding a horse here.
Hey Grace.
Huh?
Would you mind babysitting my 2 spare horses during combat?
She looks a little nervous, but she says sure.
No. Get Simply Red to look after them.
No. Out of
No, he doesn't
every
trust him.
single member of the
No,
world, I would
she's quite happy to hang back with the horses. She just looks nervous of them. Not hostile or anything. She quite likes them. She's just nervous.
Yeah, that's fine. But Jeremy, just so you know, I would rather let the Manticore babysit the 2 horses than let Simply Red babysit them.
And that's fair enough too. I really mentioned Simply Red as the one who wasn't going to be involved much in this combat, but was technically still around.
Yeah, not at all. I don't care. I'm not giving him horses.
I'd say that's half the truth.
I'd sooner slaughter them.
Plus, what Plarman's trick is to actually try and keep Little Miss as occupied as possible so she doesn't do shit like summon death again.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was thinking. Absolutely, yeah. Lyman has that sort of forethought. 100%. No.
What's the area we're in? It's just plains? Or
It
is
is
Open
rolling
grassland,
hills.
wasn't it?
Rolling hills grassland.
I got an 18 for initiative.
Oh, we're doing initiative.
I did ask for initiative.
I
Yes.
misheard that. My apologies.
My D20's working tonight so far. With I've got 22 on initiative.
Nice.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Dimitri with 22. And what was your
18.
one? 18 for Willie.
17 for Plum.
They only got a 17. What did Little Miss get?
12.
And what did Raya get?
7.
So Raya is definitely confused by the puzzle box at the moment.
This is a good one. Almost got it.
Well, as long as you open it at the right time, it should explode in the right area.
Nah, well, if it's the petrification one, just throw it out and say, here, open this. But no, I couldn't keep that one because the damn captain wouldn't let me. But I know how to make it. So I can technically make one in the future and hopefully imbue it with my own magic. Hopefully. Theoretically.
So this is going to make us an enemy of the Emperor.
A bit late for that.
Well,
just wanted
I
to...
believe we already were.
This combat, Martin.
What was that?
Just a quick question for you for this combat, because I
Yeah.
don't know how mean you're feeling. Do you want to assume that I'm rolling on the wild magic table for any first level spell or higher?
Actually, yes. For this combat. Based
Yeah.
on who you're fighting.
Yeah, apparently it only does a thing if I roll a 1, but I just wanted to check you, because it's one of those at your discretion things, but I figured this is the sort of combat where you'd probably want me to do that.
This is the sort of combat that would be happening.
I just had a sudden thought that
Are
might
there
be
any special rules
an
for
advantage
my
for us.
You'll find out.
Right.
If the Emperor is so bad and a usurper, and he may not be counted as a native, and therefore his troops might not count as native. That'll be handy.
Not likely.
Okay, so she goes first,
No shit.
and she calls out.
We had to let it get close enough, so that's understandable.
So the a chariot seems to be made of silver and gold, with wicked-looking scythe blades jutting out from the axles. Riding in the chariot is a woman wearing black curved body armor, which is basically Romanesque armor, with helm with a green crest. On his shield, the image of a black sun shining black rays. And she doesn't look like the humans of the region. Her skin shimmers with that with a very similar to the black obsidian look.
Mhm.
And she raises a shining blue spear and calls out, "The daughter of Zargos is here upon you, and doom and death to the heroes of Halab."
Oh, shut up.
So does Dimitri recognize the name of Zargos?
You got a religion roll?
It is a religion roll.
18.
Okay. Let me just get to Zargos and I'll tell you what you... Has to be a Z one, doesn't it? Okay.
I reckon that sound.
Let's say Zargos sounds familiar. I'm wondering, was that the bad one in the bottom of the Lost City?
It is one of those ones, yes. And you
Right, okay.
recognize it as one of the alternate names of Nyx, the Immortal of Darkness. Basically, how you have elementals of an element, so like a fire god or a water god or a air god. Nyx is the darkness god. So
Okay.
the one that is manifesting the actual sphere itself. And she is cried out she's the daughter of that god.
Yep.
And then she throws a bunch of ivory things behind her, out of her other hand, and you see skeletal giants start to come out of the ground.
Fucking knew it was a necromancer.
At least we now know don't cast necromancy on her.
Okay,
Okay.
so that is her turn. She challenges you, and Dimitri, you're up.
So we've got a bunch of giant skeletons
Forming.
forming.
They'll take the round to
Excellent.
form.
How close to us are they?
They would be
They're
probably about 200 feet away.
When you say they're forming,
They're coming out of the
Did
ground.
she do that as a casting of a spell?
Not a spell. She just tosses.
but
Like more than
Right,
extra
like
life.
really-
will I be able
Counter
to
spell
damage
on that.
them with a fireball, or do I wait?
You're not sure.
How far away is she?
She is she's just about 10 feet in front of them. So I said about 120 feet, did I, or 200?
You said 200 for the skeleton.
Yeah, so she'd be about 180 feet.
180.
Manticore around the same distance.
Okay, that's. Yep, we'll go for that. I'm going to move action 30 feet forward.
Yep.
Or in fact, actually, I'll make it a bonus action to dash forward 30 feet. And then that puts her at a range of 150,
Yep.
which puts her at a range for fireball.
Okay.
Good thinking.
So you throw a fireball at her?
I will go fireball, because nothing beats darkness like fire.
We are the great illuminators.
No, he won't go for trying to cast it through the artifact automatically.
Okay,
So,
then give me
Arcana
a
check.
Arcana check.
13 plus total of 20.
Okay, so Grace, could you roll on the Wild Arcana check, Wild Magic table for us, please, and see what happens to his spell?
Oh, do you want me to roll the d20 to see if the surge table comes into effect, or you want me to roll on the surge table?
On the search table, please.
Apparently, it's already happened.
That's a 45.
And what does that get you?
Give me a second, I'll tell you. Because 5th ed is a little bit different to Pathfinder.
It is.
What?
Fucking nonsense. You don't know what you're talking about, Grace. Would have been weird. Exactly.
So, a 45.
Oh, just letting Grace do that.
He casts levitate on himself.
Okay, so you fly up.
Does the fireball go off? Right.
Okay. And then.
But you do notice her shield flash in response.
So it used up a charge of whatever that was.
So will that be the same for me, Martin? I'm not doing the roll to see if I roll a 1. I'm just skipping straight to the surge table.
Well, potentially.
I will let you know.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, in that case then, I guess I use my final move action as I find myself floating up, 20 feet up in the air, is it?
Yep.
So,
At least you're in control of your own levitate.
yep.
Would be bad if someone else was.
Well, not that levitate's all that useful when you're out in a big open field.
I know.
Some might say it's kind of bad.
But hey, at least it means that I've achieved part of my goal of allowing the party to scatter a bit to ensure we're not all bunched up together.
Okay, so
Yes.
Willie, you are up.
Alright. What was the range of fireball?
150.
150, so I'll
Okay.
run ahead.
30.
Yeah, run
Can
ahead.
you move 30?
Yeah, I can because I've got boots of elven kind. So that gives me the extra 5 feet.
Always makes a difference.
Well, technically, of course, it's got a 20-foot sphere, isn't it? So if you could,
Drop it in front.
if you're a few feet short, you can still go in range.
As long as I don't hit Plummet.
Oh,
I don't. Parman's virtually with us, isn't he?
Pretty much, yeah. Okay.
yeah. Okay, so.
I mean, how could Plummet possibly get involved in a fireball cast by one of the members of the party?
So if
When would that ever happen?
you have to make a history check to pull it off.
Do I?
Yes. In this,
It's an unusual situation.
every energy affecting spell requires
20.
So 20. Your
Yes.
spell, so your spell will come off.
Okay. So, does the fireball land or?
The fireball flies. Now, could you roll for a surge? Not for the actual thing to see if there is a surge, please, Grace.
So on the table?
Yeah, rolling for a chance for the surge, not the actual surge itself.
Oh, yep.
Not automatic surge this time.
Thank you.
No, that was a 17, so he's safe.
Okay, your spell goes boom,
Whoa.
and roll damage.
Okay. Damage. Alright. Yeah, 27.
You're gonna roll for the magic
So
first.
all the things.
Okay, so your fire goes up with a big bang. You can see them, all the hair, the wings, their bodies move with the flame, and the flame seems to stay.
Just right.
And they seem to be now engulfed in flame, which doesn't seem to be bothering them.
Okay. All right. We learned something.
But they do seem to take damage. But the Manticore now is wreathed in flame. The rider is now wreathed in flame.
Okay. Nice. Oh.
And you see the skeletons rising up behind it are now also wreathed in flame.
Oh, for fuck's sake. But are they damaged?
They are damaged, yes. I didn't
Okay.
say they weren't damaged.
Alright.
They're just wreathed in flame.
Nice.
So the idea is potentially they're still burning. They may well still be taking damage.
Well, it sounds like yes. The fireball is constant.
Okay, so
Or
Flaming.
consistent.
You've just seen two fireballs go off and one resulting in someone shooting up.
Well, no, not two fireballs go off.
No, two people casting roughly the same spell.
Okay. Well, people both ran forward. One of them then went up, and one of them cast a fireball.
Yeah. You can never understand Dimitri's tactics.
Never understand magic, to be honest.
With Dimitri just blaming it on bloody Hollow World.
Plum's going to delay. Sorry.
Out of curiosity, Martin,
Yep.
does that then take a third level spell slot or a second level for levitate?
It replaces the spell you used.
Yep, so it's a third level slot.
Yeah.
Happy with that.
Yeah, Plum's going to delay.
You gonna delay? Okay. Little Miss, you're up next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far away am I? 180 feet?
180 feet from the Manticore and the daughter of Zargos.
And 200 from the flaming skeletons.
Did you want to make a history check?
I can do that. It's not really my forte, but I can definitely give it a go.
You get advantage on this roll.
How much attention did you pay to your classical history lessons?
11.
11. You have heard of Zargos. You have also heard of the children of gods do exist. And that normal weapons can't harm them. And especially some of them, if you do manage to take them down, rise up more powerful by what you took them down with.
Say that last bit again.
Some of the children of gods, when struck down, rise with taking some of the power of what killed them.
If it's a normal weapon.
It's just it doesn't matter about what the weapon was, it's whatever takes out a child of a god, and if that child comes back, it normally comes back with some of the power of what killed
Oh,
them.
that's if it comes back, but it might
comes
not.
back.
So kill it with a rat.
And then it might have the power of all rats.
Oh no.
Every rat.
Kill it with marshmallows.
What did I learn
That's
about
the
Manticores
power
when
of
we last fought
diabetes.
one? Did they have like immunities that we discovered?
From what you remember of Manticores, let me look up Manticores in this book, comparing it to the old stuff, because I'm actually referring to an old module, which is funny. The powers they give are always amazing. Okay, so Manticore, scary looking thing. They can shoot you or claw and bite you. They are extremely nasty. They are generally only large, not huge. So this one is by far larger than any Manticore in history.
Mm-hmm.
And they are known for their tactics of hunting down and killing things in the messiest way possible.
Do I know anything about immunities?
The standard Manticore does not have an immunity.
They're immune to your bullshit.
Yeah, so from what I've experienced, they don't. Okay.
And they are rivals of chimeras, griffins, and wyverns.
Yep. I'm going to spend a sorcery point. To double the distance of my chaos bolt. So that makes it 240 feet.
Yep.
And I'm going to attempt to shoot the Manticore.
Okay.
And I'm going to use Tides of Chaos to gain advantage on the attack roll, which means that immediately after I cast a spell, you can make me roll on the Wild Surge table,
Okay.
rather than trying to roll to see if there's a chance.
I was going to say, death, here we come. Or here he comes.
And I'm using my dagger
Yep.
that Simurak gave me, because I always do that, because I'm 100% in with the believing in the ally of my god thing.
Nerd.
Just gotta check what my... That's a 23 total.
The 23, that will be a hit.
Excellent. I told you I was doing it at higher level, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah, sweet. And I think that I have up to level 4.
Yes.
Good. Drake spellcaster. Yeah, I would think you have level 4 for a sorcerer.
Yeah, I've got level 4. So, 2, 8. It'll be 2d8 and 4d6, won't it?
Is that fire or cold?
Apparently, we haven't got Gala anymore.
Is that the Manticore?
Got to give you a bit different music to go by. Well, I have this tool, so I may as well use some of the things out of it.
I'm gonna go thunder damage. No, I can't. I'll go the lightning damage, sorry, because I have to pick one that's on the d8s.
Yep.
It's lightning damage, and that's 23 damage.
Okay.
Which is not amazing, but could have been worse.
Okay, so, and you channel your dagger?
Yeah,
What level spell is it?
4th.
Okay, so you feel 4 hit points soak away.
Sorry?
You feel four of your hit points drain away into the dagger as your
Okay.
bolt flies off.
I've not felt that before, though, have I?
You have not.
Okay.
But you see it strike the creature rather soundly.
And do you want me to do that roll for the Wild Surge now?
Yeah, do the roll for the Wild Surge. And you notice basically the shot goes straight through the chest of the Manticore and out the other side with a burst of blood.
Nice.
I've seen enough anime to know where this is going. Nani?
Right, so apparently the effect that just happened to me, and I don't know if my character will be able to tell this,
Yep.
but the effect that just applied was, if I die within the next minute, I immediately come back to life as if by the reincarnate spell.
Reincarnate!
She's got the wand!
So you'll be beside yourself.
Plum turns around.
Basically,
Because unlike resurrection, you actually have a new body.
The thing is, though, my character doesn't know that, and she's not planning to rush in there like Plumman, especially when she's looking after his horses. So, the likelihood of me dying is very low.
Unless he whistles and they come towards you.
Unless the horses die.
Well, and okay, dying in the next minute probably means everyone else is dead as well. So.
But at least she'll be back.
Okay, so yeah, that happened there with the Manticore, and then the cleric stands up, well, rushes up to beside her hero and you know, leader, and stands beneath him, protecting his space with spear and shield ready.
So she's standing underneath Dimitri. Is that what we're hearing?
Yep.
Marvelous.
Okay, you see the skeletons all pop out of the ground fully. They are each large and appear to be skeletons of Cyclops. And they basically spend the round shaking off the dirt that was bound to their bodies. But they don't seem to be affected by the flame around.
Right. So it is persistent. As long as I'm channeling it.
You're not channeling it anymore. The spell ended.
Okay.
And then the Manticore hits the ground rather messily. You sort of do that when you have no heart. And
Does the chariot stay up then?
the chariot bounces slightly and comes to a rest behind him.
And she's still in the chariot?
And now it's her turn. She gets off the chariot.
But she's on the ground at this stage.
She's on the ground now.
Yep.
And you can see her whisper something to her spear, and then throw it out, little miss.
Magical dead.
Well, it's got a hole straight through the chest.
Okay.
And here we go, see if little miss can die in a minute. Whoop!
Okay, so
That could be painful. Or not.
Oh, that was a 20, was it?
yeah, it was actually
Yeah.
quite good.
No pain at all.
Can we use the thingy to disadvantage that?
Do you want to, considering she's got to get out of the free card?
Does she?
Yeah.
What, reincarnate?
Well, we don't know that
That's,
though.
that's not a get out of jail free card. That's a jail once
Yeah.
a reincarnated card.
Get out of jail for an extreme price.
Yeah,
tag. You
exactly.
come back as a
That's the
sheep.
difference. I vote disadvantage here, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't use
Do I
cutting
get to know
words.
what number she rolls?
A natural 20.
Can I bend luck?
It was a critical. It was a natural 20, so it's a hit either way, no matter what whatever the final result is. Because I think bend luck changes the armor class you hit, but if you roll a natural 20, you still hit. It's Pathfinder that gives you the gradients of hit.
No, I was thinking more.
Common attempts to catch the spirit.
So you've told me that with Ben's luck, because
Yep.
basically it affects the number on the dice.
Is
I
it-
roll a d4 and it affects the number on the dice.
Is it affect
And you
numbers
told
of
me
dice?
that I can use
Oh.
that positively to prevent natural ones. So I'm wondering if I could do it negatively to prevent natural 20.
Technically,
She'll
you
still
could.
hit me though, is the thing. So it doesn't really matter, does it? Or
No.
does it? Because it's
It
still.
will be a case of it's likely to be the choice between severely wounded and dead.
Bend luck.
Yeah, if anybody has anything to burn, now is the time.
Well, the thing I'm asking about Martin is, will that make it not a critical hit?
We'll make
if
it not a critical hit.
So I'll
Yeah.
spend some sorcery to do that. Because I figure the lowest I can get is 1, and yeah, that still means she's going to hit me because it's 19, but...
And yes, it
At
does
least
get rid of a
it's
natural 20 or a natural 1.
Damn, do that.
Sorry?
Do it twice. Do it 3 times.
So, rules as written, it does change the outcome.
Nice.
So bending
Yeah,
luck
so
is
that
in your
makes it
favor.
18.
18.
Minus 2.
Okay, so she will hit an armor class of
0.
Oh,
30.
she'll hit me. Yeah, she'll hit me.
Okay, so you get hit by complete darkness
Ow.
as you feel it embed into you.
Can I not see?
No. Though you do have a vision of Thanatos before you.
I told you Death was on his way. Now, just confirming, so she just threw the spear a bloody long way, didn't she?
She did.
For a spear throw. Yep.
So she does 24 necrotic damage.
Yep.
And it seems to be the spear is currently stuck in you.
That can't be good.
Awesome.
So what,
Part of me.
right through your chest and out the other side.
Yeah. You took out the Manticore's heart, she's gone for yours.
And if it had been just slightly over to the left, which was the critical hit, it was a heart seeker.
Right.
It would have basically taken you out.
And then we could have come back and said, no.
Can she pull the spear back?
Ooh, go through
We'll
that.
find out in a second.
But that was her action. She activated as a bonus action and then threw.
I would like to take my action.
And as well, you can go after her.
Yeah, happy to.
And you can see her basically pull out what looks to be a rather wicked scimitar made out of obsidian.
Alright. Well, that's a good sign if the heart seeker stays seeking the heart.
Okay, so.
Well, unless it keeps seeking.
So that brings us to Dimitri.
You're jumping.
Oh, sorry, Blandman. Blandman goes next.
I
He
acted.
delayed.
I'm sure these people haven't acted yet.
It's only one.
I'll give you 2 guesses as to what the horse and Plum do.
Judge.
They rage first.
We rage! How's Whelm feeling?
Whelm is strangely silent.
Does it seem like Whelm will do anything?
Doesn't seem like Whelm is allowed to interfere.
So, I attempt to cast Minor Anti-Magic Field with Whelm.
Not even a penalty.
Did you notice?
Back to the original weapon of a glaive. 2 seconds, I just need to seek out the glaive stats again.
Okay.
Sorry. I'll give you 2 guesses as to what we're going to do though. Going to charge in to within 10 feet.
Okay, so changing
How
weapons.
far can you
charging
move?
It'll be while we're charging.
in. Okay. So then it comes to Dimitri.
Oh no, I can attack.
You can attack with
Yeah, I can. Part of the. Finally! Part of the Totem Warrior horse is I can use the change actions between the 2. New.
Has Tidal and Willie already gone?
Yeah, I did.
Who's title?
Rhea.
Rhea.
Ah, see, we know Rhea.
Did I skip Rhea?
I haven't gone yet.
Oh, so you skip Rhea.
You know what? Can we just assume that I'll go after them just because I've got to get the weapons mastery stats back?
That was
as
why I
well.
thought I would run
Yeah,
through.
yeah,
So
go.
Rhea, you're up.
Oh, okay. I was gonna conjure wood and fae.
And what are you using to do that?
I'm gonna use wave.
And what do they look like? So you're just gonna.
No, you won't see them.
You can see them.
Yeah. They are. They actually are invisible.
Right.
So yeah, so from what we see, Rhea still does nothing.
What level spell is that?
It's level 4.
Okay.
So,
Right.
So you also feel part of your life force go into wave.
that's fine.
So you sacrifice 4 hit points.
Yep. I could do what sacrifices impermanently or.
Maximum reduces by 4.
That's fine.
Basically, soul burn effect.
do the roll.
Yeah, I've written personal guide.
No, sorry, man. Did you just say the maximum HP dropped 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've written
Okay,
personal
good
guide.
for me to
Try
know.
not to
Thank
use
you.
this for Reggie and stuff.
Yeah, up until now, you've actually had the dagger helping you by not pulling that on you, but currently your dagger's unable to talk to you.
What's the target number for somebody?
What did you roll?
Well, I got a.
It's normally
6 or something.
15 plus spell level.
15 plus spell level.
To make some of the more powerful spells harder to hit.
Right.
Plus 8 to hit with spell attacks. Or
No,
that's
the-
a plus 5.
because he's doing a spell that doesn't work in the hollow world. But because he's using because you're using the artifact and you took the hit point loss, there's no roll.
Right.
Oh, there's no roll.
No,
Oh, okay. Alright.
So it goes off.
it goes off.
Nice.
4.
It's the problem of using it is at a price unless there's an agreement between the god and the weapon.
I don't think I've talked to Wave about that now.
No, you haven't. The only person who has is Little Miss,
Oh, that's right.
which is why she hasn't actually been hit by that until the dagger can't talk to her.
Yeah, so I'm summoning 2 Princess Pixies.
Hey, Jeremy.
Okay, so I
Double-handed
believe
weapon
they
is
come
still
on
just
your
regular
round,
strength on your attack.
This
Uh-huh.
round, I believe.
Couldn't hear you.
Two-handed weapons, regular strength on the attack.
Strength of plus a half, isn't it?
Strength and a half. Cool.
I will double check it, but yeah, that's my
That was
understanding.
the old way of it, so it might be the same now. So,
You get the roll initiative for them, they have their own turns.
roll initiative, you're finishing your turn doing that.
I'm ready to go.
So one's on 17, the
Put
other
them
one.
both on 17.
Okay, they're on 17.
Okay, so.
Yep.
And then playing marches up.
Yeah. So we'll charge
Mm-hmm.
into shithead. 10 feet away.
Yep.
And we will attack. So horse and Plyman of Rage.
Mm-hmm.
So Plyman will attack using advantage thanks to the horse, because the horse's aspect of the wolf. Totem
Because
Warrior.
you're finally doing combat on a horse.
Yeah.
Thank fuck.
And he never thought it would happen.
That's not great. 19 to hit.
It misses.
Yeah, I thought it might.
She doesn't even step off to the side.
Yep. No worries.
You should have at least 2 attacks.
Yeah. And let me just read a rule. Fantastic. Oh, much better. But still probably a miss. 23 to hit.
23 is a hit.
It's a crit because I charged.
But unfortunately, it doesn't crit her.
Doesn't crit her, even though it's automatically a crit due to the fact that it's a charge.
She's unaffected by crits.
Ouch.
Cool, no, that's fine. Jeremy, did you get strength or strength?
It's
and
good
half?
when you actually talk to your father and they're about.
I can't confirm either way. It may not be strength and a half in the sense that two-handed weapons do more damage.
I think it's 2-handed weapons do more damage.
Yeah, I think in 5 it's just.
That just
strength.
simplified it.
Okay.
Yeah. 17. 23 damage. 22 damage. I'm throwing Whelm away because this is so much more fun. 10 feet in between them.
Okay, you hit it soundly and get a burst of flame come at you. Give me a reflex saving throw.
14.
You get hit for 14 points of fire damage.
Hang on, let me just see if I'm safe for half. or whatever the go is. Jesus Christ, I'm actually going to use abilities. What's going on?
Someone actually has power to challenge you.
Thank God.
Not very often.
Oh. Okay.
It's Rhea, actually.
What?
He's complained about Rhea a few times.
Not the wizard.
Hey, they're all that allegedly.
I'll write the damage down and sort it out. What was the damage?
Five.
It was 14 fire damage.
14.
And 14 fire specifically because if you have ability to reduce it.
Yeah, doesn't count. Not a problem.
Okay, so now it goes to...
Because you're raging, you take half damage.
It's great. It depends on the damage.
Because it depends. Because you've got part of the totem warrior, so it's only piercing, slashing, bludgeoning.
Some of them do. I think one of them does all the others do not. Okay, so pixies now go. Stefan.
Okay,
Pixie? What?
Yeah, he's got the invisible pixies on the field.
Alright,
one of the
pixies.
pixies is going to use Pixie Dust and cast Polymorph
Yep. On.
the druid, not druid, the undead person thingy, blah blah.
The Cyclops skeletons.
The burning skeletons or the woman.
Well, the skeletons are undead, they're not creatures.
They are, yes.
And they're probably easier to hit.
Yeah, but you can't polymorph them because they're not creatures, they're undead.
Oh, okay. Yep.
No, creature is.
I thought creature was a very generic term to incorporate anything as opposed to being human or.
Oh, okay. How many of them are there?
There are 12.
Okay. And whereabouts are they?
They are about 20 feet further on than Flanders, so from where you are, 200 feet.
Holy shit! Okay.
I need to roll an extra dice on that dex saving throw for
Yep.
advantage. 19 to save.
Then you take half damage, you take 7 fire damage.
Fantastic.
But you suddenly know the fire damage came from Willie.
What?
Oh, not Willie, the other person who ran up and did the damage.
Gotcha.
Person who came, did you fireball it?
Yeah, Willie was one of the fireball.
You're the one who provided the fire damage.
So the one, so that you know how with the fire was.
So she was burning,
Yes. Right. So
and
it's
she's
half
got
and half
effectively a
again.
fire shield around her at the
How
moment.
do legendary actions work?
Legendary actions occur outside of your turn.
Right.
So you can interrupt someone's turn to drop a legendary action. That's normally between
Level
turns.
8. That's awesome.
Right.
So yeah, legendary actions happen between characters' turns.
Right. Okay. Alright.
And you can only spend one at a time, so if you've got multiple legendary actions,
I
you...
didn't realise we were 200 away. Wow. Okay. I guess we'll just move forward then.
Okay. You see nothing as nothing happens as they rush forward.
I'll,
They can
I'll
double
move
move.
forward and they'll. Oh no, not for my turn. They'll move forward. They fly 30 feet. So if they what is that?
60.
Run plus move.
So it's considered a dash action and your movement. Because movement is not an action, movement is your right on your turn. You can move, attack, move, as long as movement's done during your turn.
They're flying. So.
But as flying, they move twice their fly speed as a dash action.
Oh, okay. So.
Like their action, like instead of attacking, they're doing a dash, which is effectively another move.
Okay. So they'll be moving 90 feet. Is that right?
Yeah. If they can move, how much can they move normally?
10 feet normal, fly 30.
So that means they can move 60 feet as a dash action.
And
Oh.
what was the range of the spell?
Didn't they have an action and a move action? Or am I confused?
No, then Pathfinder has the move action.
Oh, right.
4th edition and earlier had move actions, but in 5th edition, movement is a right, not an action.
Right.
So you get to move your movement no matter what you're doing if you can move.
Okay, cool.
An action you can take is effectively an additional move. It's called dash.
It's just that there are certain penalties based
Yeah,
on
so if
your
their
movement.
fly speed is 30, Stefan, and they move, and then as their action dash, they will actually move 90 feet.
No, 60.
Why 60? Because
Because
dash is twice their move, isn't it?
no, dash is another move. They move their speed. So they moved
Oh,
the 30
right.
hits.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like by comparison,
So
someone
basically, it gives them twice their movement for the round, not counting any other movement they have.
what makes it a bit confusing, like if you, like Dimitri as a thief, he gets a bonus action of dash, so he can actually move 90 around because he can move,
Right, okay.
do a dash
Because
action
he's
and
gonna
a
roll
bonus
down.
dash.
Yeah.
So, but then the other one was what was the range of the spell, the summon spell?
Oh, the summon spell was
Because obviously, if they were 30 feet
60
away,
feet, I
presumably
Then
you
you
can't
could
still.
summon them 60 feet in front of you, and then they moved another 60 feet, so they can be 120 feet closer.
Oh, okay, well that works.
Like,
would be-
exactly. I don't know what the
that would
range
be
of
what
the
you
spell
do on
was.
that sort of summon.
Okay.
And then you put foliage over yourself so you're not seen.
But you can actually see bits of flame coming up from where they are.
Well, I wouldn't be running towards fire, but that's
No,
something
it's
to
not. It's fine. If
Um,
I move 120 forward and these zombies are like 80 away still.
But you've got your woodland creatures in the way.
and your woodland creatures seem to be catching on fire.
They're catching on fire. Okay, according to what? What's
I'm sure that's
the
natural
fact that
for them.
some creatures cannot be summoned in this part of the world. You bypass that restriction, but there's a reason why some creatures cannot be summoned in this part of the world. That wasn't bypassed.
Oh, right. Gotcha.
Okay. So, Dimitri, you're now floating. I was going to
Okay.
say you're up, but that was, another thing.
Yep,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
I will lower myself back down.
Yep.
I'll maintain concentration on the levitate spell. Hey, it might be handy for if I'm not doing anything else with it. So, and then bonus dash to move forward 30 feet,
Yep.
and then which puts me at 120 for the woman, and I will do scorching ray.
Okay. As you're the first person casting a spell on her since her last action, you roll on the chaos table straight away.
Oh,
So that's actually the trigger, is the first person to cast a spell at her is automatically in a wild surge.
as I said, Dimitri's still putting it down to bloody Hollow World.
Welcome to the highest initiative.
So, if someone wants to roll chaos.
So Grace, could you please roll a wild surge?
77. Is that a good thing?
Grace may be muted.
Sorry, I'm not muted. Yeah, it's a percentile roll, so I don't mind.
So we've got a 77. What does 77 give us for Dimitri?
Um,
Sounds good.
he has to do a saving throw.
Yep.
And I'll tell you which one it is. Just give me a sec.
So, Martin, the advantage potentially of Dimitri being early in the initiative and therefore going through is he's technically he's the lowest level spellcaster in the group. So, hey,
Yes.
having to use up his spell get wasted is probably not the bad thing.
Yeah.
So, what am I saving against? Natural 20 is probably a good start.
It's a wisdom save.
Okay, so that's 25.
With a critical success.
I'm hoping that passes.
What's the average DC for a 4th level spell?
It depends on the person, but I'd be expecting it to be at least a 14 to 16.
Yeah, like 16.
Well,
Yeah,
isn't
so
it-
he's probably past it then.
Doesn't the spell say did your DC change for the spell go up? 'Cause-
No, it doesn't in 5th edition.
That's what I thought.
DC is the same for all your spells.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean, in my case, normally the DC save against my spells is 15.
So that would have been
Yeah,
the target
so-
number.
So you've passed it then, so that's fine.
So he could have turned himself to stone?
No, it would have been much funnier, but I won't tell you in case that gets rolled again.
All good. So
But what happens? Does the spell
Nothing
go up?
happens.
It just nullifies. Okay.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Apparently, she's denying your magic.
No, like bloody Hollow World.
Okay, so that brings us to Willie.
So, what's the status of my fireball spell?
Your fireball spell ended,
Right.
but there were remnants of it that were then thrown back at people.
Okay.
I did with skeletons, but their action was to pretty much fall out of the ground.
Alright. Well, I will cast fireball again.
Okay. Playman's in melee, as is.
Not actually technically. Like,
If he's 10 feet away, you would use your reach weapon.
Yeah, so I want to make it so it's on the other side of them.
Because then you could grab the skeletons at the same time.
Okay.
I hope so.
Okay,
I mean,
so
maybe not all if they're.
It's
you
a
go.
20-foot
With
radius,
the
isn't it?
Cyclopses, but
give me a history roll to get it off.
wait for this to fuck me over. Oh, I got a 16.
Get a 16, and it's a 3rd level spell.
Yes.
Nothing happens. You basically you deal 3 points of non-lethal damage to yourself. So you just take 3 points of damage,
Alright.
but it doesn't reduce your maximum. You just
Okay.
get hit feedback.
No worries. Alright, carry on.
Okay. So apparently Hollow was affecting both of you there, Dimitri.
Yeah, well, it's a big world.
Little miss, you find yourself before Thanatos.
Right. Does he say anything?
He seems to be looking at you, and he's looking like he's thinking about something. So, do you wish to say anything to Thanatos? He does look like a skeleton in a black robe with a scythe very similar to the one you kept summoning.
Well, my first response will be some sort of expletive,
Yep.
and then I will be like, "Can you do something about that death thing?"
Are you going to join me? He said.
Fuck no.
I will join you in your answer.
That's fair enough, really.
Do I have anything on me? Do I have the dagger on me? Anything like that?
At the moment, you just feel something is through your chest at the moment, hurting in pain, and you notice all you've got on you is a thin robe.
You've got a spear.
Can I
can't-
see the
you can't
spear
feel
in
it.
me?
You can't see the spear, but you can feel the spear. You can feel where it entered and where it exited.
But if I try and put my hands there, I can't feel anything.
You can't feel anything.
Can we see her? Is she...
You can see her, but everyone else has run off from the other direction.
Yeah.
She's currently behind the party.
Can I try and, can I materialize things if I think about them hard enough?
Give me a will saving throw.
And will is wisdom, isn't it?
Wisdom, yes. Wisdom.
Wisdom, yeah.
Yep, so that's an 18.
Okay, you suddenly see the field before you with all your friends in combat. You see that there's a spear sticking through your chest, pinning you to the ground behind you. And you can't seem to touch the spear.
Can I try and,
Your hand passes through it.
can I try and, push myself up?
You've got nothing to support yourself on. You're suspended partly above the ground by the spear embedded in the ground behind you.
Oh, I see. So I'm actually not touching the ground at all.
Your feet are, but that's
Your feet
all it
are.
is. You don't have much purchase.
Yep, okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's probably fairly cold through there.
And you can sort of see black lines going through your veins at the moment.
Can I, try and cut it with the dagger and see if they will interact?
Looking beside you, you see the dagger that you normally use sitting in the ground beside you.
Right, so I've dropped it.
You're basically rendered unconscious by the shot.
Yep, okay.
But not killed, which was a good thing.
Cool. I will just sing a little ditty in my head.
Well,
Timarak, where art thou?
you can call out to the others.
These I'm unconscious.
You were unconscious when you got struck. You are now awake and alert. You fought that off.
Right.
Which is why you could tell that you couldn't touch the spear.
Am I withered enough to see the others and cast a spell?
You can try.
I'm going to... Can I see Dimitri?
You can see Dimitri.
I'm going to attempt, without the dagger, obviously. 'cause
How
I'm
far
still
ahead are you,
around.
Dimitri, now? Because
I'm 120 feet from the woman, so I'm
Okay.
guessing I'm 80 feet from where we started.
yeah, can you reach him with 80 feet?
For message, yes?
Yes.
So I will try and cast message. It's a cantrip. What's my check for message?
That would. Let me just check that one.
In fact, I should be 60 feet
Oh,
away.
you told me the message just doesn't work at all, didn't you?
That was one of the ones that might not work at all.
Yeah. In fact, I'm 60 feet away because she was at 180 already.
Yeah, because you don't have the dagger to help you, it doesn't work.
Yep. Yep. So I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna call out Dimitri.
Okay, the rest of the party can make perception checks.
Dimitri's listening.
So, Playman has disadvantage.
Well, I'm an 18. Decidedly wrapped up
Is
in
it
combat.
perception?
Perception, yes. Okay, so everyone but Playman notices that little miss back there is pinned to the ground with the spear, looking rather worse to wear.
I can go back.
And you see her beloved dagger lying in the ground nearby, which you can't reach.
Alright. Well, I'll try and, like, if I can see the spear
You can see it.
and I can take it out, I'll give it a go.
Okay. So, you've gotten people's attention. Then it is Tassia's go. She rushes up to stand beside
Dimitri again.
Dimitri
How
again,
have we born?
and takes up a protective stance beside you. Then it is the skeleton's go. Okay, so a skeleton rumbles over to.
How close are the skeletons together?
Well, they basically grew up in a chunk, come out in a big chunk, and then they sort of started coming up towards the group.
So what's the radius they're all inside of?
They were all
Probably
large
within 20
creatures,
feet radius.
and there were 12 of them. So 12 creatures in a as much as a sphere as possible, and that's basically how many of them there were.
Okay.
Like, you could only get 4 of them in a fireball as a unit of measurement.
So that's what, 20 feet?
Yeah, 20 by 20.
So they're spread out
Mm.
4 by 4, so they're about 60 feet across.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Okay, and first person it goes for is Playman. And misses with a flaming fist striking the ground beside you. Give me a handle animal check.
I pass.
That's right, because you've turned him into that one.
Don't worry.
Had it been other people, they would have to worry about fleeing. Okay, a second one comes over.
Sorry, to clarify, it was about handling the horse, right? Yeah.
And hits an armor class of 19.
I reckon that's going to be a hit.
Okay.
Yep.
There is one. There is the other little one. Okay, so it does 12 bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
And give me a reflex save to avoid the dexterity save to avoid the 14 fire damage as it comes off the skeleton wood.
Is that thanks to me?
Well, effectively, she's got a fire shield up now.
Yeah, but there's 12 of them.
Well,
Oh, so all the Cyclops have got the same effect, have they?
all of them got the same effects. Okay, so natural 20, you take no damage as the flame just goes around you and your horse.
Nice.
Because your horse gets your save. Okay. And one of them tries to lumber up to Dimitri, but Tassia pushes in front.
So how far can it move?
He did a charge.
But they started 140 feet away from me.
In which case, it is just charging towards you. So you got three of them charging towards you, and she
Cool.
doesn't interfere.
Do any of them pass within my threat?
Those ones, no. Because you got two either side of you, and that running that way. Another two run the other side. Another three run the other side towards Willie.
Fair distance away.
So it's boom, boom, boom.
Alright.
And so that counts for 8 of the 12, and that means that another 2 close into behind Flamer, but that's their whole move.
Cool.
And I think that leaves 2 more. Okay, so 2 more march off, so there's 4 either side and 4 on Flamer.
Okay, yes. There's 8 running towards the party, 4 stay around Climber.
Okay, then it is the woman's go. She leaps up into the air and goes to strike at Plowman with her
Deflection. So attack rolling. 17. AC 25.
He rolled a 30 to hit.
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay.
Still worth trying.
Hey, it is worth trying because if you could deflect, that would really screw off her attack.
Yeah, and that was better than my AC.
Okay, so
This is gonna hurt. Just keeps on rolling dice.
so you take 14 points of necrotic damage as you feel your body start to wither with the blow.
Mm-hmm.
And then she swings another 2 times.
I'll take one of them.
What was that?
I'll take one of them. Critical of 28. So AC 28. I rolled a 20, but it doesn't.
Okay, so the next one is deflected.
Yay.
And the last one.
Fuck off. Yeah, righto.
Okay, so
Unless you kill
Can I see Plowman right now?
Sacrificing horses.
Or rather, can I see her?
no, because they're surrounded by 4 giant skeletons.
It's her, isn't it, that's doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm completely surrounded by skeletons. There's 4 of the bricks on me. What now?
And you are still about 180 feet
68
away, probably not the
necrotic
best angle to
damage.
watch.
Yeah, no,
you're
I was
down.
more wondering
Yeah.
about her, if she was the one that rolled it.
She's the one
She
who
did,
rolled it,
yeah.
yes.
Lamen's
Because
down.
If I can see her, I can bend luck, but if I can't see her, then I can't.
How far can you bend luck?
It doesn't have a range.
Okay.
I just have to be able to see them.
Give me a perception roll.
Oh, if you could bend this one, that'd be friggin' fantastic.
Nope, can't see her.
Flamen's down.
Would you like to use your bend luck on your perception roll?
I don't think that'll make a difference.
No,
It's that bad.
Technically, you can roll twice if you want to use one of the rerolls.
Can I have
Probably a good time.
Actually, I
Fly
can
spell?
use Tides of Chaos. It
If
means
they could
that
Let me
it
just
Make
means
a
that
reroll
I'll do all
available.
sorts of screwy things, but I can use Tides of Chaos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if there's a reroll available at 20 past 10, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, so roll it again to see if you can notice it.
And critical one.
I think she got that last time.
Oh god, that was a 3.
What's your total perception?
4.
7. No. You're just seeing. You're feeling relief as Willie's running towards you.
Yep.
She sees you running towards her.
Do we have any healers at all?
Though you could also apply the.
Yeah, the
thing
healer
to
that
this
we
as
had
well
was
if you
Ray.
wish to.
The what, sorry?
I believe.
The disadvantage.
Oh no, he's a fighter.
You make him roll again to see if it's a miss.
Oh, yeah. Whatever.
Okay, so you go from a natural 20 to a natural 1.
I'm okay with that.
Extra bonus. Because now you don't take no damage. Not if you don't go down.
Okay, so instead of taking 64 necrotic damage,
I only have 58
the
HP.
skeleton beside you explodes outwards
There you go.
as she struck it by mistake.
Fantastic.
Well played.
That sucked ass.
And then as a bonus action, she withdraws.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Basically meaning that to move another attacker, you have to take an extra opportunity.
How far has she moved?
She moved 60 feet on a move. Basically, her legs suddenly blur as she moves out.
Yeah,
She's quick on her feet.
60 feet, huh?
Yeah. I didn't say she was extremely fast, but
She's pretty fast, but I'm faster.
yes.
Well, on a horse.
Okay,
Yep.
so that was her turn, right?
But you have got 3 Cyclops around you too to be
That's
aware
okay,
of.
they can't hit shit.
You're hearing screams of agony in your head.
Yeah. Okay. I will turn around and head back towards Little Miss.
Yep. Yeah, you reach Little Miss. You can see that there's this spear sticking out of her into the ground.
Yeah, there's not much we can do about that. I could heal her though.
And you can see little black lines throughout her body arcing off from the spear, going through all her veins.
I can detect magic on that. Or
Yeah,
detect
do you really sure you want to heal me right now?
I have detect magic or detect poison.
You know, detect magic doesn't work in this.
Okay, what about detect poison?
It might, but detection spells are iffy.
And hey, let's face
Can
it,
you see
if
the
she's got black lines running through her body,
Spear.
Can you see the spear?
You can see the spear.
you'd probably, you can either probably say, well, either she's poisoned or she's got some sort of other magic interference. You probably don't need to detect it.
He's one of the horses. I don't know.
Are you next to me?
He's not there yet.
He's not there yet.
So you get to make a choice. What do you do?
I
And
cast a spell.
she is in a lot of pain.
But if I pull the spear out, it's gonna kill her because you don't pull.
She's still got a fair number of hit points. So.
She's fairly hearty.
I will give you 2 pieces of information, Stefan.
Uh-huh.
1,
Get this
Little
fucking
Miss is too
spear
out
out of my
it
face.
right now to really care what happens. 2, me as a player will not be upset if you kill me.
And you can also see behind her the shadow of Thanatos swarming.
And isn't
3. Get this fucking spear
Isn't
out of
there
my
a-
chest.
isn't there a minute? For
And
her to
Wait,
get-
isn't your deck
that's
on
still
the
within a minute.
Don't you need that?
Yeah, but isn't there a minute when she's gonna get resurrected?
That's right, but we don't know that.
There's a countdown in either way.
Fine, I'll pull it out.
Okay, give me a wisdom saving throw.
I mean, I was gonna say to maybe tie something to it and pull it out, but are you?
Yeah, 2 hands.
What am I using? Wisdom?
Yep.
Just put it on your face flesh.
17.
Okay, as soon as you touch it, you see black start shooting up into your hands from a moment before everything blacks out. And you see yourself standing before Thanatos. Again.
What?
You called?
No, I didn't. I want to get the spear out of my friend. Do you mind?
Yes.
Well, can you help?
Are you going to serve me?
I'm already serving someone else.
Then no.
What's it going to take to get this done?
Service.
How long?
Until you die. Well, the universe dies.
Does
whichever
that
comes
mean I
first.
have to negate my other god?
Of course. And kill all your friends.
And kill all my friends.
Yeah.
Nothing small.
You see the slight pitch in this plan.
I have no problem with this plan.
I have a very big problem with this plan.
Well, one of you's going to kill your friends. I'd rather be you.
No, if it's Little Miss, fine.
What the fuck?
Deal.
So, deal, you're gonna kill all your friends?
You, dude.
He didn't say when. He didn't say when is the important bit.
Yeah, but there is also so much more. You dumbasses are thinking the wrong way. There is so much more you could get out of that deal.
Probably. But I'm not thinking right now. I'm trying to save the myth.
Cool.
Okay.
She's gonna get resurrected.
I don't know this.
It's true.
Okay, so next thing you know, you open your eye, you pulled out the sphere, and without even thinking, you stab it straight into her chest.
Oh my god! What's the deal?
Yes, the point was, you didn't say when.
No,
Neither did he.
Yeah, but he's got the power. Oh fuck! This is amazing.
And then she falls over with this look of shock on her face as you just saved her, and then you just make sure it got the right spot.
It's pretty good. Oh, holy shit.
But
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's the thing
Like,
that happened.
you
Can
get
I
some-
just follow what's going on here? He took it out of me and stabbed me again, or stabbed himself?
Stabbed you again.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because the deal that he made with Death to save you was that he had to kill all the party members.
You don't get a choice anymore, Stefan.
Not
There's a
really.
lot going on in the party at the moment.
Yeah, you know.
How do we end this?
Give me another roll for it. Wisdom saving throw.
Give me an idea of how we ended.
No, mind.
Okay, you feel immense satisfaction and joy from that. It's the most beautiful thing ever.
Go on with it.
Death always rewards those who serve. Okay, so, Playman.
Right, so we're gonna get through the 3 people around you.
3 skeletons.
Three Cyclops.
How far away is the party again?
What, the person you're attacking? 60 feet.
The party.
The party behind you is...
Dimitri's about 120 feet behind you, 110 feet behind you.
And
We're further.
the others are about 200.
The run.
down.
You're the only one there.
Anyway,
All I can see is you just, struggle to get the spear out.
Exactly.
are any of these dickbags hurt? Have I
So,
seen them be attacked other than the fire?
only the fire. But they do look damaged from the fire from the initial blast.
It's barely even worth carrying, really. No attacking.
Yeah, just finish him off.
And then take fire damage every time I attack.
With a glaive.
Yeah.
But that's like a ranged weapon. 10 foot. That still affects him.
It affected him last time.
Yeah.
The only person not affected did a shot through the heart from a distance.
Shot through the heart! You too!
And then she got a revenge in the end.
It's a bad name. Hang on, so... Blood... Murdering the party... I don't even know what Jeremy is. And dying from being murdered by the party.
Finishing off these 3 things is the problem right in front of you.
No, it's not. No, I have somebody who's jumping in and out of combat. And I can
Actually,
outride her.
Plumman,
Yeah.
the other fact you might want to think about, if you were talking about how far it was to the rest of the party, is you've also got 8 more skeleton Cyclops somewhere about halfway between you and me.
Yeah, they're converging on the rest of the party.
You
going
can
around
write
you.
it down.
Oh, I can ride around them.
But you've got to deal with these 3.
No, I don't, actually. You can deal with those 3. Any of these shitty spellcasters can deal with these
Because
3.
you're already running the other way.
Yeah.
You're left out on your own out front.
I know, that's fine.
Fireball does have 150.
These guys are a minor inconvenience that are annoying. She jumping in and out of combat is a problem, but I'm faster than her. So we're going to take the attacks. Sorry, no, hang on, wait. Gotta do something. Cool. Pulling out a javelin. Her face.
So I'm laughing at myself.
Yep.
Because that doesn't provoke.
Hey?
That doesn't provoke.
Yeah, it's mainly just so I can retain the rage. 21 to hit.
21, bounces off her armor.
Yeah, don't care. Running away. The horse is.
Okay, so, are you doing a withdrawal?
No.
Okay.
It's gonna get hit. You and the horse are gonna get hit. Awesome.
Would a...
No.
What do you get?
28.
Yeah, that was a miss. Then the next one,
Do you have
19.
advantage?
18 was a miss.
It's an attack roll.
And last one. So he voiced 2. 16 was the last one, he got a 22.
Yeah, so that'll hit.
That's awesome.
Okay,
So what? You're just flailing around with the glaive to deflect the thing.
Okay, you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Which you
He
can then
basically
use your rage
carried.
with.
Sorry?
Then you use your rage with, and then give me a reflex save for the animation of
Reflex. Sorry, let me just.
it. Dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity, yes. Which I. Did you say do or don't?
You do have it there.
Yeah. 18.
18, so you take 7 damage.
I'll take that. Right, so we need to paint a little bit of a picture here.
You burst out from the Cyclops skeletons, whichever direction you wish.
Yep. So these douchebags. How far do I think they're? I'm trying to math this out.
Okay, so you think there's another round of running at Dimitri for the skeletons to reach him, unless he falls back, in which case then they still won't reach him. Willie's already looking like he's heading back that way.
I was kind of bouncing between the two, but
Yeah. All right. So Plumman's going to put himself in a fallback position, so behind those guys. I've got a lot of movement to play with here, so he's going to put himself in a position where he is behind. Actually, let's rephrase all of this. As he's going to move towards him, does he see what the fuck happens there?
No.
Alright, so he's just got a spear in his hand. He looks like he's trying to pull a spear
It
out.
looks like he's pulled the spear out, and Little Miss is lying motionless on the ground.
but he doesn't know that she's
Yeah.
resurrected.
Well, not yet.
Yeah, no, we don't know anything about that.
But that would end your need to kill her.
If you were looking at one thing to think of, Plumber, if you were thinking of putting up a effectively a defensive line type stuff,
Yeah.
you've also got Hessia
idea.
has apparently taken up a position ready for the charge of the Cyclops.
Yeah. Are you guys mounted?
No,
No.
they all got off their horses.
We were already off our horses because we were having a nice picnic while you were scouting.
Dumbasses.
They don't need on horseback.
Who need the horses need a horse?
But also, Dimitri doesn't really feel like, doesn't enjoy flying fireballs around when he's on a horse.
He misses more often.
0% hit rate anyway. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll...
Well, there's no one left to tell about it.
So Skelly's party, basically I put myself here. On the way through, going to do a handle animal check to the 2 spare horses. Fuck off.
Okay.
Not like extremely fuck off, but go
In
that way.
reserve.
Trot that way, please. I don't really need to roll it.
Take yourselves from danger.
Okay.
Use one of the rerolls, huh?
I pass it.
Because it's a 1, isn't it?
Handle out. No, that's a 7. I think I pass all. I don't know. I'll have to have a look at the ruling with regards to that.
Actually, the 7 was beside it. It was a 1.
Oh, nice. I don't think I can fail anyway.
Technically, a 1 is an auto fail in 5th edition.
Yeah, but I don't have to roll.
You don't have to roll in. Yeah.
Yeah. So handle animal on the horse. Go away, but not like run the fuck away. I
They
don't
run
think I
towards
would
where the
actually.
other horses are.
Sorry.
They run to where the other horses are.
Are the horses relatively safe at the moment? The other horses?
At the moment.
Okay. All right. We'll go with that, and then I can tell them to piss off later. All right.
They're on the opposite side of the giants.
You know what? Let's put myself in front of those two.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna go so bad.
Okay, so you make it down to them. Then we're up to the pixies. You're still hearing the screaming in your heads. It's been the pixies screaming the entire time.
They're burning.
Okay. So
Which worked out well, it turns out. So they're not.
I'm gonna make them retreat 60 feet
I'm gonna get
Mhm.
stabbed.
by flying with a dash.
And attack a horseman in the back.
No. And then I'm gonna get one of them to polymorph.
So effectively, you've co-opted him into stabbing the rest of the party without making him have a roll. So there's no way for
He
it
agreed to it.
He did.
Yeah. Okay, so the pixie's gonna polymorph me,
Yeah.
and I'm a willing target.
Okay. What are you flying off into?
Fish.
Okay. Okay, you turn into a fish, and the one thing you see is his spear. So, I believe you take any damage as a polymorph thing you turn back.
You get to make a
So,
concentration
but
save.
it can also kill me if it's taken out 0 hit points.
So Paimon, being a barbarian, can see a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, he is very aware of his surroundings. And he sees Rhea turn into a fish. And then the spear fall on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Transformation lasts duration until the target stays 0 hit points or dies. If it reverses as a result of dropping to... Oh, target assumes hit points its new form, which is like what? 10?
Yep. Or 5, or 1.
5 or 1.
Did say what sort of fish?
If it reverts as a result of 0 hit points.
Yeah, so you have until 0 hit points, and at 0, you revert to your normal form. But if you take like 20 damage and you only had 4 in your fish form, then 20 of that, then 16 of that damage would roll over to your normal HP.
Yep. And if it takes you down to 0 still, that adds a kill.
Right, okay.
Or dying.
Yeah, so I pop out and I'm now speared.
You pop out and you turn back to normal, and there's a spear through you into the ground.
Okay.
Just like Little Miss.
How much damage am I taking for it?
Any.
Okay, so...
So this all started because you wanted to save Little Miss.
You have 16 necrotic damage.
16. Okay.
But the spear is safely inside you, which is good.
Waiting for someone else to pull it out and continue the trend.
I'm now.
Hello.
23. Okay.
How many other idiots does Thanatos expect to meet today?
Yeah, Paimon needs a spear right now. He's literally been given exactly what he wants.
It's a spear of death.
Oh, he's seen how effective it is. He's pulling it out.
Okay. Give me...
Euphemism. It's not my turn yet.
Okay, so, yes, that was a pixie's turn, actually.
Well, there's 2 of them.
And what does the other one do?
Laughs a lot.
Polymorph you into something else?
Polymorph into something else.
Unfortunately, it's not going to work anymore.
Shit. Okay.
You also have a spear through you.
Yes, I'm gonna waste it away. So. Fuck.
You have to make a concentration check.
So you get this thing, you get these words in your head saying, I don't think that works the way you think that works.
Why am I?
Okay.
Because he summoned some pixies to make it do things it can't do.
Right. But you have to make a concentration check because you took the 23 points
Wow.
of damage.
He killed some pixies to make them do things he can't do.
Kill them?
Yes, you have.
How did I kill them?
You summoned them into an area where they can't be summoned.
And it can't be unsummoned.
Oh, fuck. Oh.
It was a one-way trip.
Yes, we can even go.
And it was a one-way trip
I'm in
that
pain.
involved giving them putting them on fire right from the start.
What am I confused?
And that wasn't me. It's good.
Well, you never really asked
There you
why
go,
it doesn't
confusion.
work. You cast confusion on you?
On myself.
Okay, so they cast confusion on you.
Yes.
Do you willingly accept it?
Yes.
Okay. You are now confused.
I need to roll a d10.
Okay, so now it's Dimitri's go. You
Okay,
you see these two pixies outlined in flame. You're not actually seeing the body, you're just seeing the flaming outline of them.
Yep. But more importantly, I'm seeing 8 Cyclops skeletons heading towards me.
Yes, followed by another 3.
And Hesiod's taken up a position 30 feet in front of me at the moment. No, she was beside me, wasn't she?
She's beside you.
Could I move forward and then she caught up to me again? Yeah.
So she can then block a blow on you.
Yep.
She's providing a shielding stance.
Okay. How big are these Cyclops?
They are large creatures.
Large creatures? Yeah. Okay. And how far away are they at the moment?
They are currently 40 feet away from you.
Okay. I'm going to tell Hesio, fall back, as I go 20 feet up in the air
Yep.
with the levitation spell. But I was still maintaining the concentration on in case it was useful. And, so yeah. Move 20 feet up. I will then cast a fireball at the at the skeletons.
Yep.
Face roll spell.
And then I'll cast
You need a Arcana check for this one.
Give me a sec, I'm checking something. Arcana check this time, no wild search.
Well, I didn't think it would be.
Wild search chance, but no wild search.
Yep. Arcana check of 20.
Yep. And what's the check to see if a wild search may happen?
You can
You
normally
roll a d20 and on a 1 you roll on the table.
Okay, so roll another d20, Jeremy.
not a 1.
Okay, so yes, your spell goes off as intended.
Okay then. So obviously, where are we? Fireball. So 20-foot radius sphere. Obviously aiming for the largest collection of that I can catch in the Cyclops.
Yep.
However many that might be.
So there's a group of 4 that you can hit all 4 of them.
Okay then, 8d6. Oh, that's not a bad roll. 10, 20, 30, 35 fire damage.
Okay, so the 4 skeletons just burst in flaming debris across the battlefield.
And this is why I fucked off.
Clear out of the.
So
Well,
let's
they-
get away to do the work.
They technically get a saving throw, but...
They did get a saving throw and they failed.
Right, okay.
Okay, so then it is Willie's turn. You rush up to beside the pinned Raya. Apparently, it's a bit too late to save Little Miss.
What? No! What?
So
I thought she still had health left.
has
You guys said the pinned Raya. You're alive and awake, but you've got this spear sticking through you.
Don't worry about me. Get her! Heal her!
But you're a fish, aren't you?
Now
No,
he turned.
I turned back.
He turned
Sorry,
back. He got better.
And an incredible chain of events. Plumbin's standing there, guarding the two of you. You turn into a, you pull the spear out. You turn into a fish. You turn back into a person,
Having pierced yourself with a spear.
and you've got a spear in your.
And of course, the thing that Dimitri was planning on doing was he could have used his bonus action and his move to get back there in time to then still use an action to pick up the dagger, put it in her hand so that she could actually get out of the whole situation by calling upon Timur.
I didn't know that was the case!
Hey, that's what he did previously.
Someone explain their magic to me!
so I've got a thing called Healing Spirit.
Yep.
What do I know about how it operates?
It's a conjuration spell,
It's
isn't
a
it?
conjuration spell.
Yes.
Conjuring creatures doesn't work unless you channel it through an artifact, which then means you burn life.
So I do have.
And it also means you then are a horrible monster like Raya is with his pixies.
You're basically doing whatever spirit you bring here to death.
Okay, well I won't do that.
Basically final death. They don't get to come back from this one.
Well, it's only a healing spirit, right?
You just have to find another one.
Pixies were on fire.
And you can see them clearly now as they're screaming in pain, doing what they're mentally controlled to do. They can't even try to put themselves out because they don't have that option.
Admittedly, the good news for the pixies, at least, they're being commanded to try and kill Raya. And they're probably happy about that.
Why are they trying to kill Raya?
Because Raya commanded it.
I'm trying not to kill the rest of the party.
Alright.
I was trying to save the little miss, and now I'm trying to kill myself now, so I don't kill the party.
How many spells are you concentrating on?
Many.
He's not concentrating on that anymore, it's now happened.
Right.
They can't go away.
Right.
This.
They're trying to kill
Yeah, you have pixie meaties.
They're still on my top.
Hey, Raya.
Yes.
Okay, so I can't cast Healing Spirit.
Spirit of you.
Can I do a healing word on Little Miss?
Well, looking at it, she doesn't appear to have a heart anymore.
Okay. Alright, so a level 1 spell isn't going to cut it.
No, you think she's actually dead?
Alright.
Raya's still alive though and could probably use some heals.
Let's face it, when a spear called
Take my heart,
Heartseeker,
you can use it, right?
when a spear called Heartseeker gets a second go, particularly a coup de grace, it'll normally take the heart.
Alright. How many of the Cyclops creatures are left?
There are 7.
7.
Alright, well what's the biggest concentration?
There's a group of 4 and a group of 3.
Okay, I'll go for the group of 4.
Yep.
What's around the group of 4?
You?
No
Is
one.
there anything
Uh,
good?
You're far enough away that he can center it and go.
Yeah, that's cool. Just making sure.
A group of 4.
Or at least put it on a point where he's not going to hear you.
This
Again.
functional bullshit ain't working for us right now.
And did you roll your history check to see if you can pull off your bardic spell?
A 2.
2.
So that becomes an 8.
It's an 8.
Or 10.
So, you basically cost yourself 3 more points of non-lethal damage, so you take 3 damage. Which
Okay.
means if it does bring you to 0, it just knocks you out and doesn't kill you.
Alright. Which is
But it's not permanent loss.
Okay. And the spell fails.
Yeah.
Okay, done.
Okay, Little Miss. Suddenly, you appear holding Simarak's dagger in the form of an albino elf.
Oh, okay, so you don't want me to roll the race?
The GM actually rolls,
Oh, do you?
Yep.
Okay, that's cool.
and I rolled a 2 and a 2, so that come out as what you'll see on the table there. But in this
Yeah.
world, that is a shadow elf, which is an albino elf.
Oh.
Well, at least I'm still an albino.
One of the ones that took us down into the Hollow World originally.
The ones that took in the Hollow World were the evil version, which
Oh,
had
they-
dark skin and were not albinos.
That's right, yeah, they were sentinels, weren't they?
Yeah, they actually exist on the sunward side and see the sun. These guys never see the sun. So yes, I'll get you more details on that later. But you're basically you materialize and you can now act.
Yep, but Constitution is hit points are a sorcerer thing, not a race thing.
Yep.
Do my max hit points reset, or are they still reduced by 4?
Still reduced by 4 at this stage.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so I guess my action is to stand up.
Well, you're actually standing.
Sorry?
You're standing holding Simarak's dagger.
Ah, right, yeah, okay, I'm already standing, because that's right, because I'm not in my body anymore, I have a new body now.
And you can see your body with 2 holes in its chest down on the ground beside you.
Plummet immediately looks threateningly towards you.
Finish Rhea, he tried to kill you. What?
Yeah. Plummet immediately looks to you, threateningly.
Yes, a naked elf with a dagger has appeared beside you.
After all the shit that's going on at the moment, that's fucked enough to probably TPK us.
So you get to choose male or female or neither if you wish.
It says that you're the same.
Just a Kendall.
It's only the race that changes in D&D 5th ed.
I'm giving you that choice.
I will stay as the female, that's fine.
Go for neuter.
No, just a Kendall.
You can actually be both as well. That does exist. So yeah.
I will, do I notice that Plumman is suddenly worried about me?
Well, you can see your body beside you. He's giving you that I'm about to kill you if you do something. Look.
No, not even if you're about. There is a horse, a warrior above a horse, drenched in blood. Not all of it's his. Looking down at you as if you're a rogue that's appeared out of nowhere. In the middle of a fight.
Over the dead body of his comrade and the down body of his comrade.
And he's also raging. And the horse looks at you as well. It's also raging.
So the first thing I'm going to do is look at myself and say, at least I'm still albino.
Yep.
And then I'm going to notice you.
Yep.
And point to my body and be like, that was me. I'm going to get my stuff.
That was me. I got better.
So, you're looting the corpse of my party member?
Actually, I was just trying to think about how my brain would be functioning. Because I was just thinking, like, that's probably not realistic because I'm only just sort of adjusting to the fact that I'm not in my body.
Yeah.
So it's more realistic that I would just, like, look down at it and be like,
What the?
that used to be me, and then look at myself and be like, what is going on? Sort of thing.
Because you're
That
well
would be my
expected to
main reaction.
reincarnate.
You also noticed that you're at least 7 feet tall.
Oh, well, I'm not happy about that.
Shittiest halfling ever. You're like a doubling now.
Did she choose halfling?
No, she came out as an elf, albino elf. So the shadow elves of the city.
So yeah, I think I'm probably just gonna like sit down next to my body.
Mm-hmm. So she's now sitting down next to her body, rocking. Or maybe cuddling your own body. I've seen that
I'd
happen
probably like hold its hand.
Who's got the spear in them here?
before. Yep.
There's
Okay.
a fish.
I'm also just waiting for my turn to roll for confusion.
So Tassia heads to the others, running back to try to help, as Dimitri seems to have taken off. And suggested she fall back.
Oh, he's levitating.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You got mad at each of the skeletons now.
Okay, and then the fall that.
Can I see if the woman has stayed in the battlefield or she continued to withdraw?
You cannot see her at this stage.
Right, yep.
Then the skeletons move forward again. 3 of them move towards Willie, and 4 of them move towards Tassia.
Okay.
So Willie, would a 24 hit you?
Yes.
You take ouch, 21 bludgeoning damage.
It's not looking good. Didn't you move to us?
Yeah,
He did move to you.
that's right, he moved down and realised he couldn't do much to
Okay,
help out.
they rushed towards you, so you didn't actually get that hit.
Oh, okay, cool.
So 3 of them are rushing the party. I'll say 4 of them are rushing the party, and the 3 are rushing towards Tassia, who was running behind.
Okay.
She wasn't moving as fast. So she gets the ones that are furthest away attacking her.
Jeez,
And they managed to catch you, did they?
Yeah. Because they basically charged.
Yep, fair enough.
And so she basically defeats each of those blows with her shield. Clang, clang, clang. And then you hear a loud cracking sound coming from where the sword spear wielding woman went, and then the spear just seems to shimmer through everyone in that direction. So yes, you feel the spear pull out of you.
How much damage?
So then you feel
Not even no, because he made a deal with the god.
So you take 17 necrotic damage,
but no benefit.
and give me a Constitution saving throw.
None whatsoever.
That's 2.
Okay. Ouch. So
Remember that time when we had a TPK on the first
you lose 2 points from your con.
Might be a
as
TPK.
your sword,
Dimitri will survive.
eats it. Sorry, the spear eats it as it goes out.
Yeah, Plum will survive.
And how much health does that take from next? Another
It
2?
loses
8 points.
loses 2 points from your con. What's your con at the moment?
11.
11, and you're level 8, so it'll take 8 from your maximum hit points, and from your card,
8 from my maximum.
and from your card.
I'm at -2.
So you now are at the dying phase.
The dying face. But
Yes, we're at the dying phase of the
So
evening.
we want to get you back, but we don't want you to kill us.
You don't want me back.
And you find yourself before Thanatos again, saying that didn't last long.
No, it didn't.
So what are you offering this time?
What do you mean this time? You've killed me. You've got what you wanted.
No, you were supposed to kill everyone else.
Yeah, well,
That didn't work out so well.
no, it didn't. Whose fault was that?
Shall I send you back again with more help?
No. No help. No more help.
No more help?
No, I'm fine. Just let me die.
Says fine.
Good.
And he reaches out. Okay, so now it is Flame's turn. You basically see.
So are you choosing to die?
If it means I don't kill my allies, yes.
Yeah. Something even Plum would do.
So you notice before you ride just slump. And then you've got Little Miss and some strange elf.
Alright, this will definitely require a handle animal roll. Whistling to the 2 horses to come back. To here, not to follow me, but to come. It's not going to be a pass, I don't think.
You do have a couple of rerolls left.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Better, they do come.
Yeah, cool. Get them on the horse, get out of here.
When you say them,
The ones alive, not the dead.
Figure it out yourself.
okay, the white albino.
Well, there's 2 white albinos.
So when you
so
say
that-
them, does that include me, or does that just include my body?
Them, as in the group of morons currently dead or comatose on the ground.
So the 2
And
white
whatever.
albinos and the dead
The dead Eledrin.
Where is? Can I see? Sorry, I left to interrupt you. Can I see where Boss Chick is?
and all the
Which direction did the spear go?
It shimmered, I'll say north. It went north.
Have
Did it
they all
go?
died? Or
I don't know,
there are
there's
3 left.
There's
There are 7 left.
7 left.
And NPC Chick doesn't look like she's struggling.
NPC chick is basically holding off 3. She's not getting blows in, she's holding off 3.
Just out of curiosity, what are my pixies doing now that I'm dead?
Considering
Celebrating.
basically doing the same thing.
Torturously
and,
dying.
Oh, okay. So
They have no free will.
The horse moves us into combat in the same combat as NPC Chick.
Yep, she provides flanking.
I don't need it. The horse already gives me flanking. And I'll attack. How far away were they?
Close enough that you can get there with the charge if you wish to.
Yeah. Oh yeah, charge will be better. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
So you can go.
Yes. So, is there anyone that looks more damaged than the other?
No, not really. She has no one's been able to hit them too badly.
We'll pick them whatever the middle one is.
I was going to say, they've been either not hit or killed outright, I think, most of the time.
23 to hit.
23 is a hit.
Do criticals apply?
Criticals do not apply.
Yep. 20 damage.
It explodes.
Next one. 22 to hit.
That's a hit.
No, nowhere near as good. 3, 4, 9 damage.
It also goes down. I did a lot of damage.
I'll take
Nice.
And then, as you take that one down, your horse can go.
I'm assuming. Oh, it's a charge? Yeah, it's a charge.
Because he is a brutal thing. That's why he's got this, big...
Well, yeah, I think giving up on the path of the totem warrior, or changing it,
8.
is well worth his a big trade.
Oh, sorry, hang on. 1.
It will be a hit. They don't know how high it was.
Yeah, it's gonna be 16.
Roll damage.
A level
6 damage.
Okay, it takes a bit of damage.
2 hooves. Does 2 hooves attack 2 hooves? Does that mean
You get 2 attacks.
it does? Cool. More. 6 damage.
Okay, it also goes down. So all 3 of them go down with your charge. You're just that also.
Yes, I am.
Okay, moving quickly on to the next one. The pixies now explode in a burst of flame. Screaming out,
It's a good thing you're not conscious to witness
I
that.
know! And then it's Dimitri's turn.
So there's currently 4 skeletons still charging at the group.
And you can't see where the woman's disappeared to.
That's where the woman went. Okay, I will just cast a firebolt at one of the skeletons.
Okay, give me the Arcana roll.
Arcana check of 20 odd.
That, what did you get total? Was that a 20?
No, not an actual 20.
Okay. Then
That's
that's
total of
a
22.
And roll damage.
16 damage.
Okay, it explodes as well. So there are now
3 coming down the body.
Okay, that brings us to Willie. You see 3 skeletons coming towards the party.
Is there a way to get him to smash the other 3?
No, he's basically he could next round if they don't reach you.
Yeah, I'm tapped out.
But you think they might be able to reach you.
Alright. Okay, so I can get all 3 with the fireball?
Okay.
Keep in mind there is also the NPC.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
you're
it's
basically
just
with
hitting
you.
them.
Yeah. She's not in that area.
Yeah.
They're to a different group.
Yeah.
You saved her.
Useful.
Yeah, so I'll use a 4th level
Yep.
spell slot
Okay.
to...
I did find them using them. People asking for a healer. No one thought about the NPC cleric we've got.
Who doesn't have clerical spells?
Well,
Yeah, I don't care what she is. She's just useful because she can take hits.
yeah, but okay. If she's a cleric, she's a cleric of Hello.
21 on the history check.
Okay, your spell goes off.
Nice. Don't worry about it.
You're already slightly damaged, or somewhat damaged.
26 damage.
26. And they just shatter another big explosion of flame
Alright.
as they go across the battlefield. Does Little Miss wish to respond to something at this stage, as you're seeing all these skeletons exploding everywhere?
Are there any left?
No, they're all been taken out.
There's a couple of
And-
horses.
Raya and myself and my body have been put on a horse at this point, right?
No, they were suggested that it be done. You could do that if you wish to.
The horses are there. They've returned, so you can
Yeah,
get put on
I mean,
a
I've
horse.
got a movement action, so I can...
Move up to them.
Yeah.
And you've got a Willy with you as well.
I will start trying to get Raya on a horse.
Yep.
And very sort of nervously, because, you know, still Little Miss, try and, like, put my hand out so the horse can smell me
Yes.
without biting me.
Okay.
This is on you.
You decide whether she lives or dies.
Tashia rushes over to where you guys are, and then Raya. Apparently, Little Mrs. Spell bonus triggered on you as well.
Wait, what?
And so you have a choice of first is either black or blue. Okay, so you come back as a dwarf. Male or female?
And are the commitments to Thanatos still in existence?
Well, it was until death. He has died.
Oh, he has died. Okay, so right, it's a reset.
Yeah, effectively what is happening is the reason you get a new body is because basically the magic forms a new body and pulls your soul into the new body. So yeah, he has effectively actually died.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So would you like to be male or female?
Evens or odds? Evens.
Hey, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
I'm female.
Okay,
There's
so
a
female
dwarf
dwarf
now.
appears.
I'm sure Will will be happy.
So you will be the hilltop dwarf.
You can get rid of him.
Yep.
Okay.
Standing looking at your body on a horse.
Yes.
Both of you seem to have a little round circle over where your heart is of black.
This is
Are you 8th level?
Yep.
Alright.
This is very.
And that might be an interesting point to end the session.
We
Okay,
survived,
what?
and you're not going to kill us.
Supposedly. Oh, am I?
And you hear this faint cry in the back of your head of,
Why?
as we end the session.
I'm gonna add that to my sheet now. I'm gonna add fairy nightmares. Fairy nightmares.
And you know what? They're fairies robed in curtains.
Yeah, yeah.
Curtain of fire.
I've written down fairy nightmares. Why?
Okay, thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.
We'll catch you all next week or the week after, and stay safe in the meantime.
This sounds good.
Have a good night, all.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Thanks, Martin.
All good.